24/7 video game podcast.
Haha, yes. Whether it's a beer, a shot, or even a glass of wine, grab your favorite beverage once again and welcome to your favorite live interview.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Oh, dude.
Live internet. I like that.
Oh,
Live
dude.
internet.
Your favorite messed up live video game. It's the Level 857 Video Game Podcast. As always, with your hosts, Algie857.
The 23rd Stallion
Sticks. Paperweight 5-7.
and your boy Big Chalk. What up?
And a special guest we have returning to the podcast tonight needs no introduction. If you don't know who he is, you need to crawl out from under that rock you've been living under and listen to this podcast. He is the founder of Electric Playground, the longest running program dedicated to gaming and geek news, reviews, and commentary in this known part of the universe. He's also a producer and host of the Electric Playground Network YouTube channel, which features a lot of great content, not limited to The Rundown, EP Daily, and Vic's Basement. He is a early 2000 G4 alumni. He is a no-nonsense, tell-it-like-it-is gaming media pioneer whose limitless contributions are well-respected, celebrated, and across the whole entire gaming industry. We're talking developers and producers who have had the privilege of sitting down and being interviewed by someone of such poise, enthusiasm, and experience. Now, please welcome, for the 5th time on our podcast, the living legend, Victor Lucas. Hey!
Wow. That legit was the nicest introduction I have ever had. That was I was starting to get emotional, man. That's crazy. Oh my God, you guys are so freaking kind. Thank you very much for that and for having me back on. Happy New Year to all of you.
Yes,
Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year.
Yes, sir.
You like how I
It's
did
great
the
to be
intro?
back.
I gotta
Yes.
say that introduction was like Christopher Judge's acceptance speech. Man.
That-
It was good. It was good. It was long, but it was good.
Was it a whole 7 minutes?
Nah, not a whole 7
You
minutes.
didn't break the record.
This is getting tough, man, because every time I do this, I look at the past podcasts of the intros, and I was just like, oh, that's going to be tough to top. I said a lot of shit in that one.
Sooner or later, it's gonna be 10 minutes long.
I was like, and I'm like,
Victor
okay.
keeps building the resume.
Yeah, word, for
So-
real.
Well, no, that's the thing. The thing that's cool is that you've done
The
so
mottos
much.
play forever, guys. So it's just gonna keep getting bigger and
Yo,
bigger.
one
I
of these
think.
stages be like, and today we have Victor Lucas. He's gonna be like, wait, what? What the hell happened to the intro?
Just have all the credits.
And
roll
Vic's
up on
gonna be
screen.
like, tell him about my stats, guys. Tell him about my stats.
That'll be the one when I'm with you guys,
Yes.
and that's one I'll expect
Yeah,
when
there
I'm
we
with
go.
you guys.
Yeah.
Yes,
Perfect.
yes.
Here live.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, we just have Vic Lucas here. That's all.
We're just going to run down
Roll the credits.
Roll
Roll the
the
credits on the screen.
Check the bullet points.
Sorry, audio podcast listeners. You're going to have to watch the video. Watch the
Read the description. Read the description.
It said Vic's audio is high. Our audio is pretty quiet.
Ah,
no.
okay.
Gotta adjust
Oh,
that.
okay.
I will make that.
Adjust.
that
Thank you for
adjustment.
that, Blair. Appreciate
I
that.
appreciate
Hello,
that.
viewers. This
Harish
is Victor
Marish.
Lucas. I have taken over the podcast with
Yeah.
a high volume microphone. Hello.
I hope people were able to hear that intro. Anyway, when you edit, you'll raise the volume.
I heard it, and it almost made me cry.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Could you imagine if that's what happened? You put the camera on him and Vic's like, oh fuck! He's like, God damn it, man!
That would
It
be
wasn't on
amazing.
camera. It might have helped.
I'm just monkeying around in my basement making stuff, you know, doing what I've always been doing, and then people say nice things like, "Oh my God, it's really crazy."
Nah,
you know?
man, it's a big deal.
It's very kind.
It's a big deal. Big
All right,
deal.
guys, let us know if our audio is leveled out.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
If not, we'll continue adjusting.
Sometimes we
Yeah.
move around too much in the seat, so maybe that might
Yeah.
be it too.
Our next
Oh,
thing
yeah.
is getting new chairs that don't squeak.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
yeah. That's
Yes, yes.
It's not in the budget
Bit
yet.
by bit.
It's not in the budget.
Non-squeaky chairs. You know how
Not
much
yet.
those go
Ah,
for?
but this YouTube money, it helps out. It's helped out with all this equipment so
What
far.
YouTube? Are you
What?
keeping stuff from us?
What are you
He
talking
said,
about?
"What are
dude?
you
You high-
money.
you must be high on
YouTube
something.
money.
You must be.
Is that what funded your vacation?
Yeah,
Yo, you went on vacation. We stayed here. What the fuck happened, dude?
Yeah, Turbo was on vacation for a whole month.
yeah, yeah.
18 days. 18 days. Not a big deal.
Yeah, someone's.
How often do you guys get together? Just the once a week, or are you guys playing games and hanging out all the time?
2 to 3 times a week it ends up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot.
All together in one place, definitely
Yeah.
once. But then when I come over on a Sunday to do, if it's a local multiplayer, right? I do like, I'll come over on a Sunday. But if it's an online multiplayer, I'll do it Sunday, from my house, do it remotely, whatever like that. So yeah, we play
That's
pretty
awesome.
often. And that's one of our new initiatives of this year is to play more multiplayer
More
games.
co-op. More co-op.
More
You
co-op.
think I
on it.
want to
Yeah.
see these guys more than once a week?
All the damn time. You love us. Whether you want to admit it or
Do you
not.
guys go to cons or stuff together? Do you guys like
Oh,
do you
yeah.
go to New York Comic Con or anything like
A,
that?
a lot of us used to be con men. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
Joking,
man.
joking,
Dude,
joking,
I-
joking.
Dude,
Oh,
We
dude.
didn't go this year. I went to Comic Con by myself, but
Yeah, we pretty much Comic-Coned out.
God, man.
Yeah.
We've been to a few of them, and it's like, okay, we want to go to other stuff now.
Yeah, we whenever there's events that pop up that we all show up and do the podcast for. Like we did a
Too many games.
too many games. We did a Cosmoda runway.
Oh, yeah.
That was awesome, and
that was sick.
in
Times
the city,
Square.
Times Square. We
Times
did a
Square.
Cosplay fashion show.
fashion show. We did like live commentary for it during the podcast. It
Awesome.
was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
awesome.
Where else? OS NYC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over there,
Yes.
What's the city like for events for around video games? Is there stuff happening all the time, or is it kind of sporadic?
For New York, it's pretty sporadic.
It's pretty
You think it would
Yeah.
be
Like
a
major
lot.
events, like they have like small
Yeah.
tournaments all the time, but like
Tournaments, yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm saying like a con or something like that, like maybe two.
Yeah.
They're scattered
crazy.
about.
Yeah.
In terms of like big ones, they're
I mean,
scattered
there's in
about.
Boston, and then there's like
Yeah, I mean-
around it, like Philadelphia and stuff. Like there's stuff around.
Like usually video
Yeah.
games kind of just tag along with the Comic Cons
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
most of the time. And
So there's no specific video game convention, or what about
On Long
like
Island, there's some.
Long
game
Island.
red carpets or something like that? Do they launch games in New York City? I know that they do like huge console releases. They go and show up at Times Square and stuff, and they
Mhm.
bring the cameras for that. Is that a regular thing though? Do games launch there? Do you do they?
No,
Not
it's
often.
not like
Yeah,
LA.
it's like
It's all in LA. It's closer to Japan. Like they don't come over here.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Like that's where everybody they won't come over to New York.
No, yeah, I haven't heard. a damn
But like
thing.
they used to have special things at the New York
Nintendo
Nintendo
store.
store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nintendo store used to
Yeah.
do stuff, but I haven't ever been there.
No,
I've never been to the
You
Nintendo
haven't?
store.
I've never been there.
No.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome,
New,
there, man.
New York's got some awesome video game stores. There's I can't
Oh,
remember
yes.
the names of them, but there's a couple of like small footprint, but they are just packed with all the full history of video games.
Oh yeah, no,
And
it's
you can go
definitely
in and buy
stores.
all the cartridges. Yeah, it's incredible. Like there's definitely a cool culture in your city around games. It doesn't feel like it's being tapped into though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
slowly, very
sure.
slowly. They I think opened another OS NYC.
Mhm.
They
Another
did?
one?
They
Oh,
opened, and
yeah.
I think there's another one that popped
wow.
up. Yeah, it's just a bar for gaming. Period.
Okay.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
But,
a pretty awesome guy.
You know what I just found out about? Portland's at the cutting edge with this shit. Like they have amazing stuff down
Oh.
there.
Oh yeah.
I wanna go there.
But they opened up a bar. It's called I think the RGB bar, Retro
Mm.
Games Bar. And it's not arcade, and it's red, green, blue, which is
Yeah, yeah.
really cool. Like all the branding and everything, it just makes sense. But it's not like an arcade bar. They don't have arcade machines. What they've done is they bought a bunch of classic consoles,
Hmm.
and then they have a library of the classic games that you can loan out. So you go into the bar and you order your food or whatever, and then you loan or you rent or I don't know how they do it. I don't know if they pay per game or whatever, but it's all behind a glass case. So you can't leave with the game. It has to be
Ah.
played there. But then they have a bunch of cubes where people can sit down and play these classic games on CRT TVs and stuff. It's like, that's so smart.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
So it's like
I haven't been there, but I just I have a friend that went there and put a bunch of stuff up on Facebook, and it's like that is brilliant, man. I want to go and check that out.
That's
big
awesome.
time.
that's like how the Die Hard game fan store used to be when we were growing up.
Oh, the die. I remember that.
You used to have to you pick and play whatever you wanted. Kind of like Funko-Land, but Funko-Land was like the
Funko-Land.
the ghetto version of it.
Yeah.
But people should try out all the stuff that they never saw before. It was cool.
Al Mass Producer saying.
Do you guys go to game stores anymore, or are you done with that?
I haven't been to a game store in ages.
What?
Turn
I went to a gum store.
Turn Vic
I went to a game store when I was in Brussels. I recently came back from Brussels, and
Oh wow, man!
I got
How was that?
that was pretty awesome.
I've never been to Brussels.
Yeah, it was, Brussels is great. It's great for beer if you love chocolate and you love beer.
You didn't bring any beer?
Chocolate beer?
I tried to, but when you got the baby and stuff and all this luggage and you're trying to get this chocolate. And
Put it in a
souvenirs-
diaper or something.
No,
Do it like
no,
no.
Chocolate in the diaper.
Chocolate in the diaper.
No,
beer.
There's already enough
I'll
beer
bring
and
I'll
chocolate.
bring some beer next time I go. But this particular game store, I gotta put the name in the description because it was really cool. It
What
had a
was
lot.
different? What was different than something here?
They had some, I saw a lot of Mega Man and
All
Mega
PAL,
Man X.
all PAL cartridges.
Yeah. They had a lot of Wii stuff, a lot of old school. They had
This is Peggy 16.
360. The weirdest thing I saw was a Prince Adam on a land speeder figure.
Oh, wait.
Really?
Prince Adam on a what?
Land speeder,
Land
like the
speeder.
land.
Oh,
speeder
wow. That is weird.
What?
thing. I was like, what? What is this doing here? He even had a pink sword
That's
and
cool.
everything.
You got
Yeah.
a pink sword?
He had a pink sword.
When did Adam have a pink sword?
Adam never had a pink sword.
Well, the toy did.
No, he
Did
didn't.
he?
Yeah,
No,
the
he
toy
didn't.
had.
Hell no, he
He didn't have the gray sword. That was He-Man.
He
But
never
when
had
you-
a pink sword.
Look him up. Look.
I think he might have.
He
have.
had
A pink sword?
Yeah, I think
In
it
the
was a pink
cartoon?
sword.
Maybe
No,
like a-
no, in the toy.
No,
Why would he have a pink
They
sword?
gave him a pink sword.
He's Adam.
That's all they could do. back then.
he's Adam.
Why wouldn't he have a pink
And they
sword?
had old school first generation Star Wars figures. Like
Crappy ones.
Oh yeah.
The ones with the heads that come off.
yeah,
Break.
they were easy
The
to
ones we
break.
had, right?
Yeah,
they
the ones
suck.
we
Yeah,
had.
we had those.
Yeah,
those.
I
If
had
only
all
didn't
of
break
those.
them all, I would have been
Brought
rich.
back memories. I was like, wow.
I had the Darth Vader collector's case where you stuck them all in,
Oh,
and
nice.
Oh, I remember.
I
that
traded a bunch of 60s and 70s GI Joes for a bunch of Star Wars figures.
Oh,
And
I mean, like the
at the
Barbie
time,
He-Man? I mean, the big...
yeah,
Barbie
the big ones with
Ones with the
the
hair.
with the hair, yeah, and the
Yeah.
kung fu grip.
Yes. I had one of those.
And those things became huge collectibles, and then of course the Star Wars things became huge collectibles. So at first I felt burned. I think I still have a lot of those old Star Wars figures somewhere, buried
Garage sale.
somewhere.
it's-
Yeah, one day, one day.
Nah, I get a lot of money for that.
You gotta dip into the stash.
Yeah, especially if they're still good.
Hell yeah.
So
Mellow.
what's the best game store in New York City?
Let's see.
The eShop?
Oh, it's so sad.
GameStop. GameStop isn't good
No,
anymore.
GameStop. I like GameStop still.
I only no.
I
Ga-
still-
the funny thing
come
is, I'll be honest. The only place I went into has been GameStop, and that's to buy a physical Smash Brothers, a physical Fire Emblem. Yeah, that's the only time I only buy a physical Valkyria Chronicles 4. Whenever I buy physical, I go to GameStop.
Yeah.
Well, and if it's a game that's
Yeah.
that important to you, yeah.
But if someone gets a discount over at his job,
Listen,
then I
it's
just
it's
go
still,
there.
It's still coming soon. It's never. It's
I'm
never
not.
gonna
I'm not.
happen.
I'm not getting the Divine Edition.
The
I'm
second,
gonna
well,
get
yeah, the
it.
regular one you can.
The
pre-order.
Divine Edition.
I hate it because the stores will say coming soon, and then it's out, and it's sold out before it ever goes on sale,
Damn.
and then it's on eBay for another.
Vic,
50
if
bucks.
Yeah.
for some reason you get the Fire Emblem Divine Edition, please send me all the extra stuff. I'll pay you. And I just want the art book. Just give me the art book. I'm not gonna get it here. It's not gonna happen because the bots keep taking it.
Vic's
thing-
selling it on eBay, man.
Vic is
about-
like, I already have it.
Yeah, exactly. And you're not
No,
getting it.
don't have it. I will gladly accept it from Nintendo, however, and I shan't be giving it away or selling it if they do send it.
The thing about going into
Every once in a while, I get one of those. I got a collector's edition of Sifu, which was incredible, and I totally wasn't expecting it. It was for the Switch version, and I just wanted a code, and I asked the guy that handles the games. He said, "I'll put a little package together for," and he sent me the damn thing, and I have the Sifu figures up there. You can only see the bottom part of them, but I love that game. That game must have been a huge hit for you guys.
Oh yeah,
You guys are all
yeah.
It's part
Brawler
of my
fans.
backlog still. It's part of my
Yeah, I
backlog.
still got to
It's
play.
part
it.
of my-
Really?
I hear
Yeah.
Great things.
The funny thing is,
Wow.
if they sent out Sifu for the Switch, then everyone didn't open that because they want the real one. For the other
I'm
system.
surprised it's on the Switch.
Yeah, I'm surprised it
I'm
actually made it
surprised
on
a
there,
lot
too.
of games make it on the Switch. Witcher 3 doesn't look too bad either. Witcher 3 is not
Yeah,
bad.
but in comparison, come on.
The fact that you can play that on the go is
In
compelling.
comparison, come on.
It's compelling.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we're having an argument in the chat
What's going on?
The best fictional sword. Master Sword, and it's not even close.
Yeah, I think
No,
Master.
no.
Nah, I like
Negative.
The,
I might be with
Thundercats.
mass-produced Lionel
Thundercats.
sword. Yeah,
Yeah,
Thundercats.
Thundercat sword.
The Sword of Omens?
Actually, speaking of that,
Sword of Omens. Definitely.
speaking of that, when we went to Too Many Games, they had a booth with like
Oh,
they had
yes.
like Kratos' blades,
Yes,
they had the
yes,
Lionel
yes.
sword, and I saw the Lionel sword. I said, "Yo,
You're about
that
to cop
looks fucking dope."
It was like 200
And
bucks.
and I was gonna buy it for you. It was like 200. I was like, I was gonna get it. I'll think about it. Next day, I see this big dude with it on his back.
He has it
He
already.
bought that shit.
has
I'm
it
like, he
already.
got the sword of Omens. You gotta be kidding me.
If it
I'm
came with
like,
the claw, it would have been.
oh
dope,
no, I
too.
would have had to get it.
That
Like,
was a real sword.
No,
though.
that
you
was.
can chop somebody's head off.
dude. That's
the
why I'm like,
thing.
no, I have to have that in my room, just hanging up or something. Like,
I like the fact that it was a smaller sword, and then you can make it into a real sword.
you have to say the words. That's how it gets.
Oh,
Can't fit it in the car. Hold on.
well, that's why I always like the Master Sword because it was smaller too. But it's whatever. Master Sword is not that great.
Nah,
That's a
really
great
not.
sword.
It doesn't.
Not that great.
Thundercats,
Do-
man.
Like,
Do
what's-
lightsabers factor into this at all? Because I vote for lightsabers. I know
Lightsabers
that's
are dope.
boring.
Lightsabers are
Yeah.
fucking
Lightsabers
Yeah.
are
awesome.
dope.
I think it counts.
Yeah.
Lightsabers are
I
It's a
would say.
fictional.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that's my vote. Lightsaber. There hasn't been a sword that's wowed me as much as a lightsaber when I
Oh,
first
yeah.
saw
I
the
agree.
first
I
one.
agree.
What's your color?
Whoa.
Blue, green? You like the double?
Green.
Green?
I'm a green.
Good job,
Yeah,
Everyone?
yeah.
Something about the black outfit and the green
That was dope,
saber.
yeah, that
that
was
was
dope.
some fire about it. Don't know what it is. It's just something about it. Yep. The blue's dope, but the green is fire.
Purple lightsaber all
I know you were
That's
gonna
not
say
Purple.
that.
real. That's not
Purple's
even canon.
awesome.
All right, Samuel.
No, it's
That-
canon.
that's
Yeah,
my
yeah,
daughter's
I know
color.
it's canon. I know.
Mace.
I
shouldn't
know.
be. It
The
shouldn't
most
be
excited
canon.
I got, I'm not gonna lie, even though it's not my favorite color, is the double Darth Maul shit.
Oh,
When the-
double
yeah,
red.
when the double doors
Oh,
open
yeah.
and
Oh,
they
when it
pop that
popped
out.
out. Yeah,
I
that
said
was
that
dope.
is
That
I
was
said that was
amazing.
the best introduction I've seen. Period. That was insane.
Yeah, but the regular
Yeah.
ones are better because you saw what happened.
He was cocky though, man. He was cocky.
Yeah, you chop him
That's
down
the,
the middle.
that's the part in the movie where you woke up.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, something's going
Oh,
on.
that's cool. Wow.
That's the only.
Oh
part I
shit, they're
remember.
gonna do something. It's not just gonna be politics for 2 hours. That's awesome.
That's hilarious.
You
But
waited
they
an
had
hour
Godzilla in
plus
the
for
water.
that.
Yo.
They had
It's
Godzilla
not
in
like
the water.
like I'm watching C-SPAN for like with the Star Wars music underneath it.
Waited
Awesome.
an hour and a half for that scene. Damn it.
Oh, yeah. That was the beginning, though, right? I
And
don't know. I
and
don't remember that movie.
what did Anakin say? Whoopee! Or so what did he say when he was in the flying the the Star Cruiser, the
Oh, that part
starship?
was like
remember.
20
I don't
minutes.
even remember.
20 minutes
Yeet.
of racing.
Oh, the pod
Wee!
racing,
Or
right?
I don't even know what he said.
Locked out of
Okay.
my brain. That's
I
what
just
it was.
remember Willow was there. I remember Willow was there. That made
Willow
my
was
day.
there. He was.
That made my day.
That's right.
But yeah, as far as retro stores, the reason I haven't gone to many is because I lived through it, and I don't want to see. Like, I do want to see those games, and it does bring back nostalgia. But I have them all, and like I want to buy something, and I don't want to buy something. Like I want to buy another Sega Master System. I want to get all the games, but I'm not. I'm not gonna do that because I can still play all of them. And I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
Good. But when we do go to conventions, I'm like,
Yeah, it's
I
tough, man.
want it.
You know
I
what
want
it is? It's because it's not
Yeah.
just the
well, you see
in-person stuff.
special stuff too.
It's also the feeling of going and buying stuff in person.
Mm.
There's like,
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
when you used to go to Toys R Us, when you used to go to Funko Land, we used to go to those things. There's a special feeling when you pick up
It
something
also-
that you want in person.
Especially cartridges. I don't know how
Yeah.
if you guys feel that with cartridges, but that
Yes.
was
It
so
also
much of
reminds
my
me of-
history with games. I
Yeah.
love cartridges.
Yeah.
It reminds me of all the bad trades that I've done, all the bad sales that I've had that game before, and I sold it, and I traded it
Yeah.
for $2. Like it brings back memories. I'm good.
Mhm.
I can play
What's
Final
the
Fantasy.
worst classic game you actually spent money on?
The worst classic game?
Oh,
Yeah,
you
well,
mean-
it's classic now. Okay, so back in the day, you bought it, and what was the game that just burned your ass the most?
Does
That-
renting count?
Only
no,
for
I
no,
rented a
you
lot of
had
games.
you had to spend the whole deal, like the full
Oh,
50
okay.
bucks, 60 bucks. What did you spend the full meal deal on, and it just pisses you right off?
I didn't like.
sports pad football for Sega. Master
Oh, I got
Man.
one.
I go.
System. Yeah,
for-
because it ran straight down to the side because I didn't have the controller. And it was like $50. And I was like, Mom, you bought the wrong game. And it
That's
sucked.
awesome.
Mine was,
Miracle
Did you
Wars.
open it or did you take
Oh,
it
no,
back? What'd you
opened.
do?
It was open. No.
Go ahead. I'm
Oh
sorry.
man.
No, I was gonna say Rise of the Robots. Horrible game.
Oh,
Rise of the
Horrible,
Robot.
horrible game.
What
Miracle-
was
So, yeah,
what
it was a
machine was
pre-rendered
that
fighting
for?
game.
Pre-rendered fighting
Okay.
game with
Oh,
robots.
that one. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That was like
remember.
early.
What was that
early
for?
CG.
Pla-
It was on
PlayStation?
PC, and it was also on PlayStation. Yeah.
It was real
Yeah,
bad.
I
Terrible.
remember that game. Yeah, I think we reviewed that game. I don't remember what it felt like, but
It was a bad
Hell.
fighter.
Hell.
It
yeah.
was a bad.
I
fighter.
remember Miracle Warriors costing a lot of money.
Oh no, that
That
game
was
was,
like
that was
$80.
that was fucking diarrhea. That
That
game
was garbage.
That game was fucking.
We
bad.
played
It was like a shit Fantasy Star.
It was you had Fantasy Star, and we played that, beat that, and then
And
we
you have
had
to grind
Miracle.
for like way
It
too
was
long.
way grinding. It was terrible.
we got to the last boss.
We got the last boss.
and he had like maybe 30%. We're like, it's not even worth it. I don't even care about this game anymore.
Damn.
You guys learned a valuable lesson that
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Actually,
Your
it
time is worth more than money. That's awesome.
I just remember two
Yes.
more games. Red Steel
Yeah.
for the Wii.
Oh, the
that was-
first
Oh,
one.
you
okay.
got
Oh,
hyped
yeah.
for this
First
one.
one.
Yeah, you
Oh,
were
hyped.
hyped.
Oh yeah.
Second
Hey,
one
there was
awesome.
some cool. There was some innovation in that though. There was some cool
There
shit
was.
in that.
The second
Yeah,
one was
it
way
just
better.
wasn't. Totally, absolutely.
Second one
I would
was
say
great.
Bayou Billy is in that category.
Oh,
Who
yes.
bought that? Who
Bayou
bought that?
Billy.
I had
No,
Bayou Billy.
no,
You bought it like
I had Bayou Billy.
you bought it. Oh shit!
Mm.
Really? We rented that.
It was bad. I can't even
Thank
get off the
God.
first stage now.
That's why I asked if rentals.
Blair
come, 'cause
Blair
I,
says James Bond Jr. How you doing, Blair? Good to see you. That's
Ooh.
crazy.
I like the cartoon.
Okay, here's mine. It's Bill Lambier Combat Basketball for the Super Nintendo.
I remember that.
I
Oh,
damn,
fucking
man.
hate that game.
Damn.
I'll
that
never
was around
forget
the-
how angry I was when I popped that into my Super
Oh,
Nintendo because
man.
I love hoops and I was like, okay, and you know I was following all the shit back then and I popped it in and it looked like frogs. I mean, they just looked like a bunch of frogs. It was all overhead and it was like frogs chasing after a ball and they were trying to pretend like it was, and the box was cool. It's like it looked like NBA Jam and everybody was going to be fighting and it was just so shitty. I was so pissed off. And they wouldn't take it back after you'd opened it and started playing it either. So
Ah.
you just get hosed. It's like, nope.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, it was
You just have to
terrible.
take that. Oh,
I can throw the 3DS in that category also.
Dude.
damn.
No, Buster
the
Douglas
whole
boxing.
system.
Buster Douglas
I
boxing.
told you that.
Yeah, you sold
I said, get this out of here. I don't want this 3DS.
Yeah.
I played worse
Take
though.
it.
I've played worse,
Uh,
but worth 60. Get the fuck out of here.
That was
That was almost
what about
$200.
Blue Stinger? I bought that.
I
one.
didn't buy it. Oh,
I bought
I
that.
I dodged the bullet with that because I was
bought
about
it.
to. I was about
freaking
to.
bought it.
Johnny Millennium loves that game. He thinks
Really?
he did a whole video on looking back fondly on that. But I think the thing was that it was a Japanese oddity for a Dreamcast system, which was a pretty amazing machine in its time.
Right.
Still is. And I think there was just this interesting cachet about the thing getting released over here, and it was one of the launch titles, I think, with the Dreamcast. So I think he played the Japanese import of that, and it blew his mind. But I agree with you guys; it sucked. I think I reviewed that with Tommy, and it was
Oh,
It was-
yeah, no,
it was
that
crap.
It wasn't great.
I returned
Yeah.
it.
There was
remember
I
that.
was
There
so
was also,
close.
what,
to
I
buying it.
returned it.
Was Carrier out then too?
Carrier, no, that came out a
Came
little
out
bit
after?
later. Yeah, that was a
It
little
was
bit
the same
later.
type of
Oh, yeah,
thing.
same shit. You know what's
Same
funny?
thing.
I would say Carrier, but I actually enjoyed it
You
at the
liked
time.
it.
I
You
liked
liked
it at
it.
the time. The game is trash, but I enjoyed it at the time.
Voice acting is hilarious.
Probably-
X-Men for
Carrie was
Nintendo.
terrible.
I was bad, but I enjoyed it at the
You
time.
play-
Yeah,
liked
it was
Same
really
thing-
bad.
same
I
thing with
enjoyed
Ninja
it
Turtles. Wait,
what game?
At the time.
What game was it?
X-Men for Genesis.
Oh,
Oh, that's
yeah.
terrible.
I loved
Yeah.
that. At the
Oh,
time.
you-
I mean, not terrible, but
What,
no,
you don't
not
like
good.
X-Men on the
Genesis
Sega Genesis?
Nintendo.
No,
X-Men was
on the
terrible.
Nintendo.
It was terrible.
On the
Okay.
8-bit Nintendo, it was
Okay,
Oh, that was bad.
I haven't played that. That's something
You
to
shouldn't.
Never do that.
Stream that.
that's in my superhero side-scrolling superheroes to-do list.
Like,
There's
stream
still a
that
bunch of
tonight.
games that I haven't got to it.
Yeah, stream it
X-Men for
tonight.
NES.
Yes,
It's
there you go.
overhead and it's bad.
Yes.
It's bad.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
It's not good. It's just
Yeah.
not good.
I didn't like the Genesis one.
That was that one at the time I
Whoa.
was in love with it, but if
It
you-
was just tough.
it was too
For
hard.
It's
Genesis
really
owners
hard.
Loved it. Genesis owners loved it.
I did love it.
I
It's
didn't have
really
Genesis,
hard,
so I was
but
like,
beautiful.
yeah.
But mutant power wasting with your claws, like what the hell?
Yeah, that was
I
weird.
didn't understand.
They fixed all that with the sequel, but yeah, it was artistically it was really cool, and the powers and the
was so
visuals,
excited.
it was just awesome.
Which was the one you turned on
Yeah.
or reset?
Oh, that's
the first
That
one?
was
part
the
two.
first one.
That was
I
part
thought it was part two.
one.
No,
That was
first
one.
one.
That was
No,
the first one.
no, that was two. You start the first stage in the cold, and it ends, and then you have to hit the
At
reset
the end
button.
of the first
yeah,
game, you hit
right?
reset.
No,
There you
the
go.
In the
Yes.
second
First one. After like the third stage. After
Second game,
first one.
You
Fir-
had
Not-
reset
definitely
for
the
what?
first one.
like the
To
second
make
game,
it
you
past
start
to
right in the
last
snow.
level. Get to the last level. You have to hit
That's
reset.
right.
Oh,
The second
yeah.
game you start as Wolverine in the snow.
Yeah, you start in the snow, and then
It's
you
not in the
right after
beginning.
the first stage, you pass it. You have to hit the reset button.
No.
No.
Right?
Near the end of the
It's
first
just-
game.
No, I think once you die, it goes back and you start the mission again.
But there's
and
like
it's
no
and,
introduction in
and
the beginning, right?
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, it just goes right into action.
Nah, the first one you have to
That's
you
not-
have to hit that.
I gotta
reset
look
On
that
what
up.
stage?
Near the
I
end.
think it was like the
Really?
I
Yeah.
thought it was the third stage. I think it was after Mojo's World or something like that. I can't
This is also
remember.
from someone who hated the game. So take it for a grain of salt. I don't know exactly what stage, but it definitely was a trick. And it was like, you must hit the power button. I was like, word? Get this shit off. And then it went to the next stage. I was like, oh, man.
Full on Psycho Mantis stuff right there. I love it. That's
That was
super
dope.
cool.
Yeah, nothing was better
That
than
was
Psycho
very
Yeah.
Mantis.
innovative.
That was dope. But, I mean, listen, we can talk about this stuff for a whole podcast. And I'm sure you guys
Yes.
wouldn't mind. I'm sure you wouldn't mind, Vic. But we have a topic
Nope.
tonight.
Yeah, cool.
We have a what?
A topic. And, we usually get to the topic at the end of the show, but we know.
But heavy metal though.
You know,
Heavy metal.
Heavy
Is in
metal.
chat.
Heavy
in the
metal's
chat.
in the chat? Yes. So we got to do the. Anytime heavy metal pops in, we got to do that.
Yes, sir.
But yes, we have a How to Fix the Game Awards featuring Victor Lucas, and that's the main
Yep.
topic tonight. And we got to start off with that. Otherwise, we'd be here all night,
Yeah, buddy.
which would be pretty cool. So, Vic, you down for that?
No, I got to edit, so I got about half an hour more.
Exactly.
But
That's why we got to
this
get to the main topic tonight.
this is a big topic, and can I start?
Absolutely.
'Cause
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I was at the Game Awards for the first time in years this year, and I thought it was fantastic. I thought that all of the moving parts, all of the stuff that had to happen, moving the celebrities on stage and bringing out the performers and the music acts and the way that the screens were moving, like it just was like bam, bam, bam. The only thing that I thought was a bit crazy was how much like overt marketing for games there was, where you couldn't tell if it was a new release or if it was a trailer or world premiere trailer for something that was going to come out later. And of course, that's all based around all of the advertising deals that happen around this thing because it's seen by so many people. So I don't think that this is a show that needs to be fixed because it's working and it's entertaining a ton of people, and I think most of the viewers are pretty happy, and I think the sponsors are definitely happy because they're supporting every year and it keeps growing in its reach. And I think there's more ambition, and this, like, Al Pacino kicks everything off, and there's a lot more overt synergy that we're seeing now with Hollywood and the games industry. And I think things like The Last of Us and Sonic the Hedgehog and what's his face, Josh in the Callisto Protocol. They're all pointing to this marriage that's unavoidable at this point. Like, we are definitely going to see a lot more Hollywood royalty be a part of video games and stuff. And that fully is a part of what I think Jeff and the Game Awards people are really tapping into. They want people that don't know all of the ins and outs of video games to watch the show and be entertained. And how do you do that? Well, you put people that they are familiar with on stage. And I think that they've nailed all that. Just very good at that. The only thing that I would say, and I actually texted this to Jeff, is that maybe because the show is long and it's really hard to kind of honor all of the recipients of the awards and also show off all of the cool stuff. But I think the only thing that kind of bugs me about the way that it's all set up right now, and it really became clear this year because there were really strong December game releases, and two of them specifically are Need for Speed Unbound and Marvel's Midnight Suns, and they deserve to be mentioned in any award show, not just the Game Awards. But they weren't, so they're going to be completely forgotten about. And the thought occurred to me, maybe the show is big enough for Jeff to do like a nomination special where there is a whole bunch of promotion for what's coming up in the following year, and a glitziness to it, but it's not like live music and live performers. Maybe there's some celebrity involvement, but maybe it could be two shows. So a big chunk of world premieres and a nomination special, and then the awards in January or February or something like that, where the entirety of the previous year can be looked at, because it's really shitty, I think, for great games to just disappear from contention. Like, no one's going to be talking about Marvel's Midnight Suns as a possibility for any award in 2023 because we're going to have a really strong year. And Need for Speed Unbound, partially due to EA's lack of really wanting to promote it at all or market it, it just came out and nobody talked. But it was incredible. I don't know if you guys played it, but it was an amazing game.
I played it.
Uh,
It's fantastic. It's
It's
difficult.
amazing. Yeah,
Difficult.
it is hard. Yes. Yeah,
But it's fun.
it's beautiful. Yeah, and so rewarding. And so that was my thought with the awards. I think Jeff has done an incredible job making a show that it's hard. You're finding a balance. You're like trying to get people to um, be entertained, and you're trying to get the sponsors to be entertained. You're trying to honor all of the work that happens, which takes a lot of time for everybody that's a judge and any of that stuff. They got to play all that stuff. So he's got a lot of moving pieces right now. But I feel like the biggest thing that sucks is that not all of December, or not the entirety of a year can ever kind of make it into the show. And I hope that they can fix that. But I don't know if they'll be able to.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree.
Hmm.
I mean, my main thing about the awards show, I think that, for reasons that they do cater to Hollywood, and they want to cater to this is the Oscars of gaming.
Yeah.
And that's why they put people like Pacino on. But I mean, you got to be aware that sometimes that might not be the best choice as far as who you pick, because even Al Pacino, he showed that he was like, I don't know why I'm here, but
I mean, he said it.
he said it himself. He's like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not known for gaming, but get somebody who is at least known. Like you could have gotten a Vin Diesel. I mean,
Chris Pratt.
you don't want to
Henry Cavill fucking plays
Henry
video
Cavill.
games.
Chris Pratt.
Superman
There's
plays
people-
video
He
games.
was
There's
too busy
people
not
who
being
are-
Henry
Superman.
Cavill.
There's people in Hollywood who are ultra geeky about gaming,
Mhm.
and especially in this day and age, especially younger people. You don't get the oldest dude you can find.
He looked
to
lost.
talk- I mean, not to say anything against Al Pacino, but don't get the oldest grandpa you can find to talk about gaming. And not talk about gaming, but that's the thing. And then he was up there, and he was like, "I felt bad because it was 4K. It was 4K."
Okay, let me
How's
counter with this. Like the award was for performance,
Right.
and
Mm.
Acting. Right?
there were a bunch of actors that were going to be receiving an award. Do you think it would have mattered more to them if Henry Cavill gave them the award or Al Pacino gave them the award?
For them, yes, Al Pacino, yes.
Good point.
But
Yeah.
we're watching. There's people watching.
Yeah, no,
And
but I
backstage, you can be like, "Oh, Al Pacino came up to me. He was like, yo, you did a great job. That's cool. Show it on a short on YouTube." But that's what they want you to do now anyway. But I mean, listen, that was a way to kick off. I know, like I said, they wanted to be high profile, and they want to catch people who don't. I don't agree with it, but they want to catch people who don't care about games as much to care about the show.
I think it's more of a a realization that games are becoming such an endemic part of culture,
Mm.
and it's an unavoidable thing. And I think when you have somebody of Pacino's stature go up on stage out there, he is part of that story as well. Like
Mm.
if he doesn't play, he at least understands the value and the importance of it, even if it's just through by proxy of his children playing.
I think he
But
understood.
I think that it's really a powerful, move forward. And we only have access to legends like Pacino for a limited amount of time,
yeah.
and
I haven't
the
seen it for a
awards
while,
are
too.
yeah, the awards are going up, right?
Mm.
And a lot of the Hollywood legends are, um, I hate to be sad about it, but they're not going to be here forever. So I think it's kind of interesting that there's going to be this crossover, because 20 years from now, an actor is going to be an actor in a game and a movie and a TV
Yeah.
show.
Mhm.
They're going to be like it wouldn't freak me out. It wouldn't surprise me if Tom Holland is the new Nathan Drake in the games if they reboot the games.
Well, they already did it in the
Spider-Man.
remaster. In the remaster of Spider-Man, they already changed him to look more like him. I mean, it's not.
Yeah,
off the
and
wall.
honestly, the deals are probably starting to happen right now where actors are including their likeness and their performance capture. I mean, how like Avatar is a $2 billion picture. They just did video game stuff. They just did what every video game actor does,
Oh, yeah.
and we're so close to that happening, and that acceptance from the performance world and not looking down on it, like celebrating it in a massive way. I'm friends with people that are actors in games, and they celebrate the launch of a game in the same way that they're involved in a movie or a TV show, and that's the way it should be, you know.
Yeah.
And I think we're on that road if we have Al Pacino is a a conduit to a statue for performance in a video game. You know,
Well, just look at how pissed
that's
people were.
that's what I think.
Look at how pissed people were when Avengers came out and the MCU faces that we knew weren't in the game.
Yeah, I think it's like kind
Right.
of like a double-edged sword because like
You know how much that would cost them? though?
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's like it's good to have eyes on video games like that, you know, because Hollywood and all that stuff. But I think like when it comes to indie games and stuff like that, they're kind of just like all getting swept under the rug because like you look at big games like God of War, you look at Horizon, you look at the Zeldas, with the voice acting and all that stuff. But you look at indie games like a Soldiers that I played, like a Blasphemous. They kind of just go under the radar. And I view some of those games like as a 9 or a 10. But you put that against the God of War, you're going to be like, are you fucking crazy? But you ask me, I grew up with like the beginning of games, like NES, Atari. Like the point of games to me is like everything, you have to cross off a certain amount of boxes when you play a game, right? Music, story, narrative, all that stuff. If those boxes are crossed off when you're playing an indie game and that gets like a 9 or a 10, why can't that go up against something that has so much more money put into it, actors, and
Oh,
you're
we've
basically
we've
playing
seen
a
that.
movie,
We've seen that though. We've seen that. Like
Hades.
well, Stray
Stray.
was up. That's
Stray's
the
up there.
most recent indie, but it was up for Game of the Year. And Celeste was up for Game of the Year several years ago.
I
And that was a
applaud them for
pixel art
adding
game.
that. I applaud them for recognizing.
I think
Yeah,
so.
no.
I don't think there's enough time in the. I mean, because there's so many. Like,
Right.
like those are just like 2 titles in like the past.
Right.
But
Like,
you just
I'm
don't
talking-
want the budget to make
Yeah,
it so
like-
that that's eligible because of this budget,
Like-
and not because of the game. itself.
Yeah, like an extra little show maybe like dedicating things to indies because Children of Morta is one of the craziest things I've played in terms.
That was
of
an
indies.
amazing game.
It was
Yeah.
it was like from beginning to end, and even how it ended, I thought it was very powerful. And nobody like, even though it got some
There does
attention,
need to be a place for it.
there needs to be a place for that. And
Yeah.
Right.
and that made me think about some of the categories I thought were insane. And the how
Yeah.
do you have Sifu for best fighting game? It's
Yeah,
not a
that was
fighting
weird.
game. Like
Yep,
some of these games
agreed.
picked for these
Yeah.
categories, I'm like,
Well, that selection is
It's
a big fault.
crazy.
A big fault on the show is the selection of games and the fact that maybe 5 games took over almost the entire show.
Right.
And it's always been that way it's been out for what, 8 years, right? It's the eighth year, 2014.
Yeah.
so in the beginning.
Yeah.
So it's always been a thing where it's been, okay, what's in this category? The same games that you just said in this
Yeah.
category.
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
same games you said in this category. And the same, but there's a different one, but that's not going to win. In this category, like, it's okay, we get you, but 10 categories shouldn't be the same 5 games.
yeah.
Well, the category that bothered me the most was the sports
Oh, you mean
category,
sports and
whatever.
racing?
Sports
Racing.
racing, they come
Like,
out.
Yeah.
why are they?
I looked up
Need for
racing
Speed
games,
Unbound
and there was
would've
at
been-
least 10
Yeah.
racing games that came out. They could have
Uh,
put a racing category.
Slipstream, awesome game, not mentioned at all. Wasn't nominated at all. And
But
it's
it
like,
was Gran Turismo. Why would you put anything against it anyway? But that's what they say. That's what it makes it seem like.
And best RPG. Now that RPG is like
There's
it-
enough
there's,
JRPGs.
there's
and
like
RPGs.
so many different
There's
definitions.
crisscross. Yeah,
There's a Xeno Chronicles, right? And then you have a Triangle Strategy, but then you have like a adventure RPG, like a Elden Ring. Like what are
know how many
are you splitting?
strategy RPGs came out this year? You
Yeah,
could've had a
are
category
you
for it.
splitting those up? What are you like?
there
and-
needs to be a strategy RPG category.
well,
Like there
well, there
needs
was.
to be.
There has been.
But I'm
Right.
saying, it
but
should
it's
depend
like-
on how many games came out that year. It shouldn't just be like, okay, this was popular. And we forget the others.
It's
completely.
like, listen,
especially in a category where
Not
you can
saying
name.
Elden Ring did not deserve. I didn't play it, but from what it did to the gaming community, yeah, sure, it deserved Game
And
of
that
the
came
Year.
out early
But
in the year.
best
And they would've forgot if it
RPG.
wasn't.
Come on.
it was a little it was a little broad.
What would be the best RPG, Stallion?
Even though I didn't play it, judging from talking to everybody and all
Triangle
that stuff.
strategy?
No, best strategy. Best strategy. That's
Right,
what I
right,
played.
right.
But Xenoblade Chronicles 3. That's a traditional RPG. That's what I think of. Should have got it. From what I've heard, from what people review, they like this game's incredible. 9, 10. That should have got it.
Plus,
Game
you
of the
know-
Year. Let Elden Ring get it. Let some other
you know
game
what
shine.
categories things are gonna
But Elden
Hey,
Ring's an RPG.
it's kind of like an open world.
It's a juggernaut
adventure.
RPG.
It's a combination of a bunch of things.
I would
though.
never
It's
call.
an action RPG.
It's
though.
not a cut and dry
Yeah.
RPG.
Like an
You know
There's
what I'm saying?
stats. No, there's stats in it.
No.
I wouldn't call Zelda an RPG because there's not really stats. Like
Zelda. No, Zelda. Well,
individual stats, there's not really.
hold on. Breath of
Like
the
you
Wild. I
can't
would
make him a
consider-
mage.
I think it gets.
You can't make him a mage.
Yeah, but you have to understand. His armor has stats. and
That's
you upgrade
not.
the
You
armor.
can't make him a different.
Yeah.
There's RPG elements.
You don't
You
need
know,
I think it's
I
an
think it's-
adventure.
I
It
think
could
it's
be
a
an
bunch
adventure
of-
game category.
It's
Like,
in
I
a bunch
mean,
of, but this RG,
It's an action
RGT.
RPG.
This RGT.
It's an RGT.
RPG elements in these games,
I know.
but
there's
they're
a lot
not
of crossover.
specifically
There was a lot of
just an
crossover.
RPG.
Mm-hmm.
I still
know?
want to play a shooter that has RPG elements,
I think
like
there's
a
some out
shoot 'em
there.
up. A shoot 'em up.
Mercenary Kings. There's RPG elements in that.
I think when you're looking at the awards and it's all part of the same conversation. It's all about the sort of mainstream people that don't have time to play everything, starting to cast their gaze in this direction and recognizing how incredible the medium is. But I think it's really easy to when you're on the inside to kind of narrow in on what you know and what you love, and how you think it should be accepted out there. But
Mm.
if you're trying to, like, I went through this as a TV producer too, and I had a lot of broadcasters, reminding me to slow down. Like not everybody has time to play everything or buy everything or read everything about the business. And Jeff's been in that field for a long time, and he knows that too. There is a little bit of an educated process when you're putting all of this stuff together, and the terminology can really bog the adoption down. And I think it's remarkable that we have small games like Celeste and there were tons, the games for change and all that stuff. There is a lot of indie stuff. And what I think is happening is people are cluing in across a bunch of different approaches, whether it's making a Last of Us TV show or the awards doing way bigger viewership numbers than any other award show out there. Mario having its own theme park. Like we're gonna see people, and everybody's growing up now not knowing a world without video games as well. So that adoption is just going to grow and grow, and the nuances that you're hoping for will start to naturally and organically grow. But in the meantime, there's still a quest for audience. The business is big, but like the indies are always looking for a little bit of attention. That's how we get there, is by bringing more people into the boat. It's like the indies in movies and TV shows get a lot of love and the top Hollywood talent. The Banshees of Inisherin is one of the best films of 2022, and it has really, really top tier expensive actors in it. And Tar has Kate Blanchett in it. People want to make those things. They want to be a part of these things. They don't just want to be in Marvel. They don't just want to be in Star Wars. They want to make artistic things. And I think a lot of the most artistic people are going to want to make smaller games. And so it's going to be a combination of telling more people that games are the best art form that humans have made, things that you guys are doing every day and I'm doing every day, and everybody that's playing, we're all evangelists for this medium. But things like The Last of Us becoming a massive success, and the Game Awards becoming a massive success, and people freaking out at the Mario Land, and all of that stuff is going to, and subscription, these subscription services where we're able to just taste test all kinds of stuff, and games like Pentiment are released, and find an audience. I think we're going to see a lot of really, we're going to see actors that love games say, well, make me a pixel version of myself, in a game. And that's going to be something we've never seen before, except, from shitty license games in the 90s. And, and it's going to be
Rambo.
very different, and it's going to be, about people really sort of accepting and growing and learning more about the industry than ever before, and fuck, I've been predicting this for 25 years, but it really does feel like we're on the precipice of real change. Like The Last of Us is gonna be just as it honestly, you guys were saying this. It's like Blade was for the Marvel industry. It's like
Coochie coo.
Spider-Man.
I
Yeah.
was in the third one.
But those things came out and they were big successes, and it's like everybody jumped on board, and now people will not only take these licenses and try, but they'll try to not make shit, and that's going to be the big
Yeah,
difference.
that's
They're
good.
they're
And
they're
that's the
they're gonna
example.
they're gonna work really hard to like make quality stuff and get good people in them and get awards and we as the fans, as long as they do what the Last of Us TV show is doing, which is recognizing the value in the IP and trying to be as authentic as possible. If a lot of this other stuff, including the Game Awards, continues down that path, recognizing the value of the inherent already established audience there, um, it's going to bear fruit. We're just going to get incredible entertainment in every direction, And I'm looking forward to you mentioned Stallion. I think you mentioned that the budgets on these tiny games just can't compete with a God of War and all that stuff. But I think we're going to see like staggering indie work from small teams using off-the-shelf technologies. Um, with, I mean, look at Elijah Wood. He's a player in the gaming space too, and he's taking gambles on smaller things. And we're going to see a lot more of that. Like some of the most creative and artistic collaborations that are going to appeal to a lot more people. Um, so we'll see, you know, the Tar and the Banshees of Inisherin in video games.
Indies
If
always
that's
breed innovation. They always.
yeah, they will. They totally will. And I think there's such a desire from up and coming developers because all they read is bad news about AAA. That's all they read, and that's all bullshit. By the way, I mean it's not all bullshit. There is a ton of bad news, but there's a lot of incredible news about that scale of collaboration as well,
Mm.
and the freedom that it allows. But I think there's a lot of people that are um, my AirPods just died, but I think there's a lot of people that are fired up to. Start small studios and get out there and show people what they can do in a smaller scale. And then I think there's going to be incredible and opportunities based on all of that stuff.
Well, definitely going the same way that comic books went. As a comic book nerd, when I was
Exactly.
younger, I was mad because Hollywood was taking over comics. You go to Comic Con, it's like, oh, these actors are taking up the thing, and everyone wants to speak to the people playing these parts and blah blah blah. But you saw what happened. You saw how big, like it was not big growing up. Comic books were not big. It was just
No,
a-
no, no.
No.
Yeah.
We were looked at as nerds.
Yes.
Oh
and
yeah. Oh yeah, but you saw what happened when
And
Marvel
ostracized
and
for it.
DC actually blew up with these properties,
Yeah.
and the amount of money being made. Like it was like, okay, you had what, the Punisher, you had Captain America back in the day. Remember those old ones?
I remember.
And it was taken as a joke.
Yeah.
And then you had like Spider-Man, the TV show, like all these garbage things.
Well, did
And
you see
people-
how Bucky was dressed?
But people took them as jokes. Is what I'm talking about. This is how they said, oh, there's never going to be a good gaming property that's going to be good. And I'm like, oh, you laugh now. Just wait until they actually do something the same way that Blade did, the same way that Spider-Man did, the same way that X-Men did. I mean, to a lesser extent, X-Men, but it was good back then. But we'll see what happens now. But that blew up, and you see where the comic book industry led. Like all those indie companies, the Image turned into an entire indie company. And without that being as big as it was, you wouldn't have got something like The Walking Dead. And see how big that got.
Yeah.
And like
Massive.
they were indie.
Yeah.
They were indie. They would have never done that in the 90s. They would have never given a chance to anything like that. And there's so many indie titles in comics that got huge.
Well,
Scott Pilgrim, like all these things got
Yeah.
huge and got huge budgets for it just because of how big it got. And it's still getting bigger to today. And then, people are like, oh, it's going to crash. Marvel's not the same anymore. But I mean, listen, it's been how long? How long? What other medium has done it for this long? And it's been getting over billions of dollars. And still
Nobody has
continuing.
ever done anything like that.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. And people want to wish downfall on anything successful. But now, since people are getting tired of that, now we have these properties coming out for games that are getting that big and have the possibilities to get that big. I mean, with every, we had Arcane, we had that's animation, we had live action. I mean, we had Uncharted also.
As long as it's done right, you know,
But
like
they're doing
Arcane
it
was
right, yeah.
exquisite. I mean, that was incredible.
Yeah.
Castlevania was
Castlevania's
incredible.
great. But now they're
Yep.
adding, they're incorporating the music, they're
Yeah.
incorporating the acting, they're incorporating the stories. They're doing it correct now. Even so,
Well,
like,
it's going to flip back to games, and
Mm.
that's really what's exciting. You know, like let's see what the Game Awards is like in 10 years. You know,
Oh, yeah.
where the audience is not having to be educated about stuff, and we're going to get to know a lot more details about how games get made and how much they cost and who's involved and the pedigree. The like we follow movies, you know, we follow budgets and we follow box office and we follow the minutia of the film industry because of our fascination with all of that stuff. I think games are going to be right in there, and I mean, it's a different medium, it's different philosophies. It's not so much about star power at the developer level, right? Like it's so collaborative.
Mhm.
They're more like a film crew than a bunch of movie stars or anything like that. But I think that there's going to be some tremendous wins from more people playing. That's really the thing of it.
and
And
it's gonna get
one of
big,
the yeah, and one of the thoughts that I had too is that like um I think the business has done incredible growth and been able to reach lots and lots of people, but if it really has become this crazy clubhouse, like you have to be fully committed to spend 100 hours in some of these games and some of these experiences.
Fire Emblem.
And yeah, and I I think that kind of content needs to keep happening, but I also think that we need stuff that's hitting at 6 to 10 hours, like the limited
Yeah.
series of stuff that's streaming right now, the things that everybody starts talking about. It's not just The Last of Us, it's lots of stuff, you know, White Lotus or whatever, where it doesn't go on forever. It's not a
Yeah.
24 episode season thing where there's just a lot of filler. There's an analogy there, and I think that is also going to be one of the ways. Like AAA at 6 to 10 hours is a manageable thing for
Mhm.
most people,
Yeah, absolutely.
and that's going to be something where, yeah, if they're playing like a Naughty Dog level experience, that's 10 hours, and they picked it up on their subscription service, whichever one it was, that will start the conversation going too, right? That will get people talking about that, and there will be growth for um, interest in games because of things like that. And then that will also spark indies in some interesting new ways as well.
It
So
went for live service, though.
I'm excited about all of these different things that are happening. It's bumpy and there's been a lot of mistakes, and you know, I think the industry like did a really crazy thing chasing after mobile and thinking that we had to put in microtransactions into everything.
They still want to do
Yeah.
it.
They still want to do it.
Yeah,
But
New
I
House
think
Suicide Squad
we're taking this really interesting pivot now where yeah, here's a great comment. Miles Morales, 8 hours, flawless.
That's
Like
Yeah,
honestly,
yeah,
there's
it
just
was.
yeah, it's very
Yeah,
it's,
it was.
it's very
Yeah.
refreshing. Like
I want another one now.
I almost, to be honest, I almost think of games like God of War, Horizon, Zelda as a separate category, period, because
What
it's
if they
40
did-
hours plus.
what if
That
they
to
did
me, it's
that-
a separate type of game to me.
What if they did that
Right.
every year for 4 years instead of giving us 40 hours once? Just bring them out.
I play one of those
Instead
games
of waiting
year.
a whole generation. I'm saying instead of waiting a whole generation for them to come out with another one, like 13 years for GTA. How about giving us the littler versions that
Yeah.
we can play and then bring out another one like they used to?
Well, the problem
Well,
is they're going
the-
to charge us $70 for those.
Those charges. No,
They
actually,
will.
Miles Morales was not. Miles Morales was actually like 30, 40.
Right, but they're still.
well,
they're
and
gonna
and
charge us.
subscription is going to take off too. Like
Exactly. Don't need the budget like that.
it will take off. Like it's probably not going to happen next year, but eventually it will be. Like you're subscribed and you've got a customer base and you need to feed them content, you know. The Marvel stuff, man, like Sony and EA, and like that's the perfect model. Like people don't want, like we read Marvel comics every month. We don't want to wait 2 years or 3 years for a new Marvel story, especially if everything's in New York. Just you use your New York City model and make some new stories with your characters, you know. And I think there should be a Spider-Man game every year.
That would work.
I think it'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 hours of awesome Spidey adventures in New York City every year. Sign me up. That'd be incredible.
You know what? One category that got me very upset, probably because it's just like a personal thing, but like it's like best soundtrack. I mean, that's
Well,
that-
they
that-
ignore so many
it
things.
gets me
It's crazy.
so
Yeah.
upset because like
Yeah.
you know you play so many games, but there's some that just like stand out when it comes to the soundtrack.
Well, they should be like best chip tune, best orchestral. Like, there's different types of music. You can't just say, okay, this big budget orchestra totally killed it. Yeah, I'm sure.
The thing
But there's
is,
some chip tunes that are
there,
freaking
bro.
dope.
yeah, it's like
No,
just
yeah.
because the instruments, yeah, everything sound good, but like it has to fit. Like Blasphemous, I always think of Blasphemous because the soundtrack fits the entire mood of the entire game, and for Cyber Shadow,
Cyber Shadow's
soundtrack is
insane.
criminally underrated.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's an amazing
Criminally.
soundtrack. You guys should create the Indie Game Awards
We've
show.
actually,
You
So, Vic, this is what
you
we wanted
five
you
guys
to
should
do.
do that because every time I talk to you,
We did it.
you were always talking about it. You have the connects, you have the discipline. You should make the award show and honor these indie artists exclusively and do best soundtrack, best chiptune soundtrack. But I think if Jeff ever did that, splitting up the show, because he already does like a nomination thing, but if he went bigger with it as more of a end of the year promotional thing, I think people would watch that and
He
they'd
can
also
call
want to
us.
see those
Yeah,
nominations.
we got to talk to
But
Jeff
then-
somehow. We got to talk to
You
Jeff.
can call us.
Well, I
We gotta
texted him.
talk to-
Yeah, I
But-
mean,
but
we're
then
gonna
I-
be, I mean, if you want us to host the Game Awards within
Yeah,
the
yeah,
next
that's
like,
fine. No,
couple
listen,
of years,
that's-
I think you guys make the Indie Game Awards. Screw all
We'll do
that.
that too.
He's
Game
covered
Awards,
that.
we
You
should
make
make
the
it.
Indie Game Awards. I think that would be amazing.
Vic, the big question we have for you is when
Yeah.
is Keely going to give you like the intro to his award show? Like, do the whole pre thing, and then you can give recognition to all these titles that he doesn't give recognition to.
Oh, he's
Instead of
very
the
set up,
esports.
man.
Instead of esports, we don't need that. Part.
Yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
need that.
Esports
part.
needs
And
to
you
be
know
a
that.
separate thing together. That
You
should
do
be a
that,
separate.
You do that together, and it was like, this is that, and that. All
That's
right, moving
separate.
on. So he doesn't need
That should
that.
be at Evo.
That should be another thing altogether. Vic, you need to tell him,
Hmm.
I need to be here because we want to see Victor Lucas on the TV
Yeah.
at the
Uh,
Game Awards. because
you guys are
Keely is
nice.
Like, listen, Keely's
If
like,
I was in
it's too
LA,
hard for me."
I would be hanging out with him all the time. I know I would be, and we'd probably be doing a lot more stuff. But I live in Vancouver, and I talk to him when I see him when I'm on the road, and we text every once in a while. But he's busy as hell, and
It's a 4-hour show,
my
that's all. Just get together about 4 hours. That's all.
I do think he should do a nomination show and then do an award show that actually honors everything and is more of an awards show, right? It's not just a hype show. But I think the hype show is also incredibly valuable because we all like that hype
Oh,
too.
the hype
So
show is great.
if he
Yes, yeah.
yeah, if he makes the end of the year thing a hype show and then he makes an early, I think the Game Awards is already 2 shows. It's just 2 shows in one
Pretty
show.
much.
Yeah.
And we're like, holy shit, that's a lot of show. And it's awesome, but it's like, wow, we got a lot to think about here, and of course there's complaints. I'm sure he's got his own complaints every single time. But I think if he split it up, not an easy task because then he's going back to these companies for sponsorship to double dip but I think that's the answer. I think he does a big kind of winter gala end of the year celebration nomination show, and then he does the live event show where he's got an audience out there.
At least he doesn't
But
have a Gillette robot running around sponsoring the show anymore. We all appreciate that. How about
Dude,
Pepsi? You should get Pepsi Man to do that.
sponsors have been a part of every big
Oh,
media
yeah.
But he should get
project
Pepsi Man.
forever.
Yeah.
At least 1 year.
Nah.
Come on, do it for the
That's
gamers.
just a reality.
Pepsi Man. Cool.
Yes. Cool spot even. Come on. Yeah, why not? When's the last time you seen a 7-Up commercial? Jeez.
Yeah, no, right?
Is
True.
7-Up even still a thing?
It is.
It
Yeah.
is.
It is.
It's around.
I don't see the rounds often. Yeah,
It's
so
around.
It's around.
I've not
So
seen it in the
so
hot-
did you guys not like the awards then? Were you guys all
loved
pissed
it.
off, or did
I
you?
was
liked the awards. I thought it was a little drawn out.
I didn't like the categories.
It was
The
drawn
categories,
out.
I didn't like the too many of the nights. Too much of the same games in every.
I'd like to
in
see
every
that.
number.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was every. And can Horizon get something? Can Horizon?
Yeah.
It needs its own
Can it,
award
it needs
show.
an award show because
Yeah.
it's like it's nominated for like 8 categories
It's
and
cursed.
wins nothing.
Can we get a Horizon looked over award?
All the
Yeah,
time.
Yeah.
I mean, overall,
It's the Susan Lucci of video games.
yeah.
You know, they're like, all right, if we're doing a sequel, we got to make sure Zelda's not coming out this year. We got to make sure there's no God of War. We
doesn't
got to make
matter.
sure there's no fucking Elden
Did you
Ring.
think they knew there was a game like Elden Ring?
No, they
had
probably
no
didn't.
idea. They had
They're
no
like,
idea.
they'll probably get like some. Nope.
They said Zelda got pushed back. This is our year. This
Yep.
is our time.
And it doesn't.
And it's
They get
not.
nothing. They always get nothing. It's fine.
Well, I'll say this about Horizon. I loved it, but it wasn't as good as Zero Dawn. I thought Zero Dawn was a better game, and
Yeah.
because it was more mysterious. Forbidden West, I think, was really, really well made, and it was beautiful, but it wasn't as like, oh my God, this is what's going on. Because how could they? You know, that was the challenge of making the sequel. Like, and it was so much predicated on us not knowing what was going on. Once we do, it was about mechanics and you know, the interconnections and the interactions that we have with the NPCs and stuff. It was really well crafted, but I thought the first game was better. But Zelda was better than that.
About Zelda when it comes out.
Wow, let's see.
No, I'm honestly, I don't see how the Tears of the Kingdom can be better than Breath of the Wild. I don't see how it can. You know, like, this is like the first true
sequel.
Well, I guess the it's like a first true sequel, but the
Zelda 3.
the
That went, like,
the 3DS game
30 years later. Yeah.
was like the SNES game, right?
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
like
very much
like the Shadow World. Whatever
Yeah.
it was.
Link
Yeah.
Between
Worlds.
Link
yeah.
Between Worlds
Yeah.
and A Link to the Past are super connected. Love both of those games. Oh my God,
They're
those are
great. Yeah,
both
both of
just
them are great.
masterpieces.
Like the best,
Yeah.
right.
But yeah, I don't know how Tears. I don't see how it can be, but Nintendo is one of the only companies that can consistently shock the shit out of me. It's like, wow. I'm still waiting for news on a new Switch. I think it's happening this year,
think it's
and
happening
I
this
think
year?
we may. I think we might get it this year. I still
How
am
many?
not fully. I'm not fully moved on from that as a hypothetical, as a
What do
possibility.
you think it'll
Partially
be called? What do you think it'll be called, Vic? Switch 2, or you think they have a creative name for it?
Nintendo
Switch
something.
thick.
Nintendo
Well,
something.
what I want them to call it is the Switch 2. I want them to just take a page right out of the PlayStation playbook, because I did a video on this and I did some research on it, and essentially what happens with Nintendo is they do try interesting things with their marketing and you know, generally with their video game projects every time, but it's a roller coaster every single time. NES sold much more than the SNES. N64 sold less than the SNES. GameCube was worse.
Yep.
The Wii went way up, and then they called it the Wii U, and you know,
Switch U
and-
out of the question.
Super
Switch.
you.
The Super Switch.
Super Switch,
I
yeah.
like Super Switch. I like it, but then I thought the Super Nintendo didn't do as well as the Nintendo. And I think there's something to be said with just a numeric value. It's like, this is the replacer. This is the better. It's very clear for everybody.
Yeah.
Don't get the Switch 1, get the Switch 2, you know?
Chuck,
But-
Switchblade.
what about
Switchblade.
Chuck? What about the name that you thought of, man?
The Switch thick.
The Switch Thick.
That's just an upgrade. I'm talking about the new one. I'm talking about the new
The
one.
Switch
Yeah,
Thick.
Like all the new 3DS and the 3DS XL, and like
That was
was so
confusing.
confusing
new Switch
for
won't
people,
work?
us.
What about Microsoft?
But let alone somebody that's like some mom going in to buy something for somebody.
Oh,
It's
nightmare.
like,
That's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Could you
Totally.
imagine mom going to Target talking about, hey, can I get a Switch thick?
So I'll give you a Switch thing.
Excuse me, ma'am. What are you looking for?
Well, how many big titles does Nintendo have they announced after Zelda? So you think
for
there'd
this
be a
year, that's what
title-
I'm saying.
Do you think there'd
It's
be a
very
new
qu-
system when Zelda comes out?
Right.
Like they always
Yeah.
do. There's always Zelda
Yeah.
that
Well-
no one buys for the old system, and then one that they buy for the new system.
Don't they announce the new system once their sales like slump?
They wait
Yeah,
for
but
it.
they
It's
haven't
still
even dropped-
high.
Dude,
It's
Exactly.
still
They
high.
They haven't even dropped the price of the Switch. They
but-
haven't dropped the price.
Dude,
at all.
they're going.
$20.
They're going for the record.
Yeah.
You know they're going for the
They're
record.
Yes.
only like 10 million away from
That's
like
what I
the
think.
top of all time. So they're gonna have to.
They don't
find
need to
what
do it, that's for sure. And the
don't.
Switch
No,
OLED
imagine
is
if
still
they did.
incredible.
Imagine if it was
What blows
200
me away is have you guys got a Steam Deck? Have you guys been playing
have
on
a
a Steam
Steam
Deck?
Deck.
Or
He's got
yeah.
Yeah.
They're amazing, right? And what blows me away is that so is the Switch OLED. It's still amazing.
I love the
They're-
Switch OLED. I love it.
Yeah,
I
like
ordered a
they're both so incredibly valuable as gaming devices, and they
Yep.
can coexist. I have them sitting side by side, and I love them both. You know, like the Switch OLED it's not obsolete. It's still awesome. So Nintendo doesn't have to do that, but
They need to.
I sure hope they
definitely
do.
need to.
People want it.
If they're going to focus on something like the Switch, they need to announce something
It's got to be
this year.
hybrid. They got to keep it hybrid.
If they
I don't
want to
think
keep
they
it like
can-
that. But with everything coming out, like the GPD Win 4, and the countless other portable systems that are taking, the PC to another level like that, Nintendo will, Nintendo's cheap about what they're doing,
And they just don't.
and they
care.
always are cheap about what they do. Well, they
Yeah.
want to bring something out it's not gonna cost $1,000 to get the next Nintendo. So can they compete with that in that realm? I mean, obviously, yes, it's Nintendo, but for over the next couple of years, this is already almost obsolete. The Switch is very old.
They're like,
technology.
no, you're gonna get.
They don't care.
You're gonna get the Switch.
Oh, they don't care as long as
One
they're making money.
for the
Listen.
next 5 years.
I know, but for us,
Exactly.
and with
If
competition,
you keep buying it,
Yeah.
we're gonna keep giving it to you.
But-
That's it.
It's like
Yeah.
Rockstar re-releasing
Grand Theft 5. If you're gonna keep buying it, we're gonna keep giving it to
Yeah,
you. We
we're
don't need to
gonna-
upgrade anything. We're fine.
but the Steam Deck at least
Release it
has
again.
this. At least it has popularity. At least it's sold over 1 million right now. And that's the.
It's over $1 million.
It's
good.
over 1 million.
Oh, wow.
And it hasn't even been in a retail store.
And it's expensive.
That's
so I'm,
chump
I'm,
change.
I'm
What's that?
happy that
Five-
I'm
500.
happy it sold that much.
You can get it for like 500, the cheapest one. But
It's a lot of money.
I would be ecstatic if the Switch 2 was as powerful as the Steam Deck, with its own proprietary hardware and what is it, DLSS or whatever.
Yeah.
That would be amazing, So there's existing hardware in portable, schematics out on the marketplace right now that Nintendo could take a page from, but then they could work with the chip manufacturers and make exclusive stuff part of it. So it wouldn't have to be breaking a mold or starting from scratch or building something that we can't even imagine. It would just be tuning something that's already out there so that it's incredible, but also is backwards compatible, and that's incredibly important.
Yes, absolutely.
we still got
Yeah.
2 years with
Yeah.
the Switch. We still got 2 years.
Oh, and at the same time, sell the Switch. Take that $50 off or $100 off, and sell the Switch to most customers. That's what you get if you numerically upgrade, right? If you call it a Switch, a Super Switch, you're confusing the audience. If you call it a Switch Pro, it's like a
Thick.
mid-level.
Yeah.
But if you call it a Switch 2, then people that don't want to go and spend the full hog will just get Switch 1,
There's a lot of
and if the
people who
game's
Yeah.
working.
waiting
Yeah.
for the
Just
next
call
it
the
Nintendo.
Switch one.
They're waiting for the next Switch. A lot of people.
They do it with the
A
iPhone.
lot of people.
The iPhone 13.
Exactly.
It's the easy way. That's the next upgrade.
They
Don't
come out
don't
with
like
350.
Xbox.
I don't want to spend
X,
350, but
all that
399
shit.
probably. They'll
Totally.
probably do 399.
Probably.
And they'll be
Yeah.
like, listen, this is what it is. It's the Switch 2. Everyone, at least half of the audience of what they have right now will go out and buy it right away.
Right.
Xbox One,
Wow.
1S, 1X.
One X
Yeah,
Series
like,
X?
wait, what the
you don't
fuck?
want the Series X
The Series-
Switch?
Parents are like, what the
I
fuck
don't
is
even
that?
know what Xbox calls their next machine. I know it's
Just give
They
me
wanted
the
to
one
go
that
with
looks like a
this.
bazooka. Just
They
give me the
wanted
one
to
that
call
looks
it
like
Xbox. They wanted to call it Xbox. And they went with Series. And then no one fell for it. No one calls it Series. Let me get the Series X. No, they say the Xbox still. And they ruined- they
Nah, I
messed up.
call. I
Yeah.
call
Yeah,
mine
I'd say the
Series X.
series.
You said, let me get the Series X?
Well, when you're buying it.
Yeah.
But when
when
you say
I'm-
you have an Xbox, you might
Let me
say,
get the new Xbox. The one
About
that's-
about how I got it, but
Yo, every time someone says, "Oh, do you have the new Xbox? Which one?" I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I honestly don't know. I don't know. It's not mine. I don't know.
I'm still
It's
waiting
one of the
for,
letters.
I'm still waiting for the economy Xbox so we can have the SEX series.
Oh my
I'm still waiting for
god!
that cheap-
Right
the
next to
cheap
the
one.
Switch Thick.
They were gonna
Yeah,
do
the
that with
cheap
the. They were gonna do that with the.
Oh,
Tesla.
you guys are awesome. Dudes, I have to go because I have to go and be an editor. I'm working on the Rocket and Raygun Awards right now, and you guys are in it.
Oh,
yeah.
Vic, I have a quick
Yes,
question
I-
before you go.
Yes.
Was there a part of you while watching the award show that was like, it's not gonna win, but you kind of hoped, like I did, that Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge got Game of the Year?
Hell yes. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge is the most nominated game in the Rocket and Raygun Awards.
Yes!
It has,
Yes!
it
There
has
you
more
go.
nominations than anything else in the
It's an
game,
awesome game.
than
Yeah.
anything else in the business. I didn't make the award, but I almost did. Because we've done this in years past. I almost did a Studio of the Year award, and I was going to give it to Tribute. And I was just going to say, because man, we need more side-scrolling experiences like this with characters that are beloved and known. And it was risky to do it, but also complete. It just makes complete sense. And we should see way more of that, like another awesome side-scrolling Spider-Man game. Yes, please. And the other thing, like when we have The Last of Us doing so well for PlayStation Studios, where's our Spider-Man show based on the Spider-Man game? Like,
Mm.
make that, whether it's live action or animated or whatever, you know.
Mm.
Anyways, yeah. So Rocket and Ray Guns are coming up soon, though.
Definitely
Awesome.
check
Yes.
that out.
Yes,
Everybody
checking that out.
check that
Yep.
out.
Hell yeah.
That's the real award show, people.
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
I'm hoping to have it up tomorrow, but it depends on how I do tonight and tomorrow. There's still a lot to edit, but I'm getting there, and
Well-
it's really good. It's really a lot of
I'm
fun.
excited.
Vic,
I
As
can't
of
wait for
finale,
people to
though,
watch it.
listen,
one
as-
question. I got one
Damn
last
it.
question.
Yeah.
The Obi-Wan miniseries, did you like it?
I did because of the emotional stakes in it, but there were some definite production issues. Like some stuff looked like it should have been bigger budget, and than it was, and some weird logic choices and stuff. But I did like the show a lot, and I love the moments with Anakin and Obi-Wan, and I loved Leia. I ended up loving that relationship. I was like teary-eyed watching Leia and Obi-Wan, and
Andor was better.
Obi-Wan reflecting on on her parents and stuff. That was great. But it's not anywhere near as good as Andor. Andor, I think, is like top. That's S tier. It's
It was
so
better.
good.
Oh, I ain't seen Andor. That's
Um,
next, yeah.
But Mando's, I think, my favorite show of all time.
Mando's awesome.
I absolutely, I can't believe that it exists. You know, like for a kid that grew up, I was first in line to see The Empire Strikes Back in our city, and I was on the news. You know, like
That's awesome.
I was just so excited to go back into Star Wars, and I skipped school. My mom knew I was skipping school, and then to see Boba Fett was like, holy shit, who thought this guy up? He's incredible. Like, it was just amazing. And then we had so many years of like, after Jedi, I was like, is he dead? Is he gone? They made this cool guy and then they killed him in the next one, and he just fell in the pit. What the hell? And
That's
then
what George Lucas did.
and then we see Mando, and so there's this direct line to me as a kid, just being entranced by Star Wars and Empire, and it's on every week. And I sit down when, you know, the past couple of seasons, I've sat down in the mornings because I can't stay up till midnight, and you know, I have a kid to bring to school. But sometimes on the Thursday morning, I'd get up real early with my daughter, and she'd sit beside me. We'd both be eating our cereal, watching Mandalorian. And it's an amazing like, all of it is just so
It's surreal.
it's in my heart, you know, like it really matters. So that's why I love it so much. It might not be the best scripts or the best themes or whatever. I just love that it exists. I just love the show, and I hope they don't make any huge glaring mistakes with the third season, because the first two have been amazing.
That'd be great.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And so, to answer the question of the night, how to fix the Game Awards, the answer is to get Victor Lucas on the show. That's how to fix it. That's all.
I'm
good
happy
job.
doing what I do, you guys. Just watch the Rocket and Ray Guns, okay?
There we go.
There you
There you
go.
go.
Absolutely.
There you go.
In the meantime, we'll check out your show.
Yeah.
Thank
Be
you.
sure to like it
Thank you, gentlemen.
and subscribe.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, Vic.
Thank you.
Always
Thank
a
you for coming
pleasure.
down, Vic. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Have a great rest of the show, and hopefully we'll all catch up very soon.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
Thank you,
Okay.
Vic.
Take care.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
See you, Vic.
Bye bye.
Later.
Be sure to check out the Rocket and Ray Guns.
I would just want to make
Awards.
sure that Vic uses my entire minute of me talking about the game on the edits. Okay? The entire minute.
He's editing now. He's gonna go edit now.
You hear me, Vic? The entire minute. Are we gonna edit you out? I kid.
Oh, man.
No,
But
it's,
yes, be sure to check it out. It should be up soon.
it's always surreal having him on the podcast. I swear, man.
yeah.
He's just so great for the industry. He's a living legend, and I always got to pinch myself.
Yeah.
All the time.
No, he tells it straight.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't sugarcoat nothing. You
Yeah.
know? He lets you know exactly what he feels about a certain something.
So now to move on with the rest of the show.
Well, I want to take a break real quick.
No.
Now we're moving on with the rest
No!
of the show. Come on.
No.
I gotta pee, bro.
So
I need to pee, dude.
No!
we'll
No,
continue talking with the chat,
Wow.
and yeah, we'll get back to
Oh,
the
I
show.
see a retro advisory in the building, man.
Oh.
Yeah, a Spider-Man
What's
show
good,
with
what's
A couple of new heads up in there.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Next Level Gaming was up in there as well.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
Nice.
Nah,
The show is continuing.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep the chat going, so stick with us. We'll be
Stay
right
tuned,
back.
y'all. Stay tuned.
Oh, yes.
You know what's crazy though when you talk about like the Game Awards? It's just like, you know, Vic made a lot of great points. Like, you know, it's starting to get a lot of attention. But I think my concern is I don't want the essence of gaming lost in that. That everything is just Hollywood. You know, like, you know, the big money behind the big game, like a God of War, and other games don't get recognition. And like once every 2 years to me is not enough, in my opinion. You know, you get a Hades that gets recognition because it, you know, it got addicting, and it was done very well. But like, you know, when I mentioned Children of Morta, you know, games like Unsighted don't get anything.
Game like
Death's
Unsighted.
Gambit, with its flaws, had an amazing end. Probably one of the most powerful games I've played in a while. Blasphemous doesn't get enough. There's just so many games that need attention.
Well, we should do a strictly indie.
I know that's what
just said that.
Yeah,
I know,
that's
that was a great thing.
But
we
we
did
gotta
a
do
level
it.
857 Game Awards.
We
but
gotta-
could do it.
we gotta do it like the right way. You know, it's gotta be done the right way. Because it's just like before I get to like Horizons, before I get to God of War, you know, I gotta get through Foregone, I gotta get through Soldiers, I gotta get through a bunch of indie games, and these aren't like schlup games. Like Foregone was dope. Foregone was very dope. Like, and that was a 10-hour game. And just because it's 10 hours doesn't mean it shouldn't get the attention of a 40. That's what I'm saying. If the action plays well, the music plays well, you feel immersed in that world for those 10 hours, it needs recognition.
Well, look at Ninja Turtles. 2-hour game.
Yeah.
Had tons of recognition.
Yeah, 200. Yeah, it's a
I mean,
2-hour
don't
game.
get, I mean, it had the cheat code.
Yeah. It
Because
played
was
well,
Ninja
but
Turtles,
it
and
played
was 6 players.
not to put anything bad on it, but it pulled on a lot of people's nostalgia chords.
Exactly.
So that's what got the recognition. Even though it played amazing,
It
fun,
plays
incredible
ama-
game.
Yeah, it plays great.
One of the best beat 'em ups I played, but that nostalgia, you take away the Ninja Turtles name, you put different faces on there, it's not gonna get the recognition because there's no nostalgia.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
there's
like-
a couple of beat 'em ups that have that,
Yeah.
and they don't get any recognition.
You gotta make a sequel to that X-Men game in that same style.
Oh my God, people will lose their shit.
Some indie company is thinking
Yeah.
it's just getting that license. It's expensive.
Yeah, especially now that
I don't
Disney
know.
owns it.
Capcom, how about Capcom? Well, I mean, their beat 'em ups were okay. They're good. They were good.
Miss Capcom.
They haven't made a beat 'em up. What's the last Capcom beat 'em up?
Capcom beat 'em up. Besides
Maximum Carnage?
that, the pack they released for the Switch.
Well, they had they released that.
But I mean, new?
A new? Yeah, I haven't seen a beat 'em up. Capcom.
You don't worry about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. There's like two companies.
I mean, Monster Hunter.
Nah, man.
I know, exactly.
Daddy
That's
Moo
as-
and Way
That's
Forward
as
are handling
close
that
as-
right now.
That's as close as you're gonna get.
Where's the beat 'em up categories? There's so many of them nowadays, you know? River City getting no love.
Irish has a top video game sword. It's a Master Swords number 1.
Yes, it is.
Moonlight Sword, Dark Sword,
Okay.
Dragon Sword from you guys.
I like the mention of the Dragon Sword from Ninja Gaiden.
Soul Edge.
Yeah.
And what's the Buster Sword?
Probably
Oh,
Cloud.
that's Cloud.
Cloud,
That's
Cloud.
Sword.
That's a great sword.
Can we count Berserker? No, that's not. It's really more anime than.
I mean, I think
It was a video game, but I mean, like.
that's what the category.
Was that
is.
Not Cloud
Fiction.
Basically, it's the same thing.
That's the
big
Dragon
ass-
Slayer. No, I don't know.
Dragon
I'm just
Slayer.
making
Don't
shit
have a
up.
name.
In Fantasy Star Online, it's the Dragon Slayer.
All right. All right.
The Masamun. The Masamun.
Alrighty, y'all.
The Moon of Master.
All right, back with the main event. Now,
I think I know what it's time for, y'all.
Guys, ladies, and gentlemen, please stand up. Actually, you don't have to stand up. It's time for the news.
What was that, dude?
That wasn't a beat. You were eating something.
The Zolas from
No,
Master.
stop.
That was,
Oh,
dude.
that
That was not the tune.
It's
Oh,
not,
wow.
it's not even explained what that was.
Wow.
All
Welcome back. Then.
Yes. It was missed, apparently.
Yeah, yeah.
People wanted that.
Mm.
Your offbeatness. All right. Your Google Stadia controller won't be a paperweight after the service shuts down.
Thank you, Google.
So there's good news. Yeah, because apparently, you know, it was a Wi-Fi controller that worked with Stadia, and it didn't work with anything else. So people were like, okay, since you're shutting down the service, it's not a half bad controller. So people were like, you're going to lose the controller now?
A lot of people like the controller.
The controller's pretty
I
dope.
heard.
I actually liked it. Yes, and I have it. And they said before the service shuts down, you'll be able to change it to a Bluetooth controller. And I don't know what, you know, it's a service that they had online. You go to their.com right now. It's available. You can download the, well, you plug in the controller, you hit some buttons on there, and it'll change stuff in the controller to make it Bluetooth. I did it yesterday. It doesn't take long. You
just read the instructions, hit the buttons they say, and you're good to go. And now you got a controller that's actually pretty damn good.
Can I use it for the Switch?
Bluetooth, yes.
Really? Because my Y button keeps getting stuck.
Well, you gotta get your own Stadia controller.
Fuck.
Because you didn't buy that controller.
Can I please get that?
Actually, you have your. What was that? What controller broke on yours? Was it the
On the Switch?
the 8-bit Duo controller?
David Do has the Y button that's
And you messed it up.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
It's probably dirty. I got dirty ass hands.
Yeah,
Ew, man.
Sorry, man. I'm,
Don't know
I'm
what.
so nasty.
Oh, no wonder.
Sorry.
But I'm just happy that out of all the bad news that Google had with the Stadia, and it was still a decent service that I think it got a broad deal.
Mass
Mass, you're
produced.
like, next topic.
He sent the Switch Pro PS Lab. Next topic.
It's a good controller.
Damn.
I love it. I love it.
But the fact that they did
Yo,
give
he
you,
shut that shit down quick. Wow.
there are more people listening, man. But yeah, the fact that they did give you something, if you purchase it, like they gave you your money back, which is
That's
unheard
dope.
of. It's
Giving-
unheard
getting
of a
money
company
back
giving
is-
you what you paid for after it failed. No company
No
I've
company
ever
does
heard
that.
of has done
Yeah,
that.
I give Google
You bought
credit.
something that failed, tough luck. Good, it's good rocking with you. It's over. That's what you usually get from a company. But the fact that they said, okay, we'll give you your money back if you paid money for this. I got it for free, and now I get a controller that's basically these are controllers nowadays go for like
60, 70.
60,
A price of a
$70.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
And the
real.
fact that they said, okay, you will either have a paperweight or we can do this for you because they didn't have to. And they said, listen, you can use this for your other systems. Here you go. Especially people who liked it.
And Google has money too.
They
man.
sleep in a
Oh, yeah.
bed of money. So that's,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
they're
the
like, we
only
got
thing
too
they
much.
They wiped
too
their
much money,
ass
man.
with money.
with a $100 bill.
They'll slap the shit out of you with money.
Do
They'll
it.
smack you
Somebody
like a
slap
penny.
me with money.
Do it, please.
Hit me in the face with a brick of money.
You just hit that button throughout
Yeah,
the
that's
entire
it.
thing. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
I hit you with the.
But yes, Kid Amazing. Unfortunately, it's not the anti-grease controller
Yeah, my
that
hands are
Xbox
getting
has.
mad
grease.
But it is a good controller. If you do have it, be sure to use that because they said by the end of the month, I think they said that it's not going to be available to change into Bluetooth anymore. So do it now if
Really?
you have the controller.
Oh, wow.
Do it.
Oh,
do it
shoot.
now. Do it.
Yeah. So yeah.
Get
be
to
sure
the
enjoy
website.
it.
Do it now.
And some
Sorry.
people had multiple. Some people have multiple of those controllers.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Yeah. So for them, this I read one thing. There's like a guy had to buy a Switch because he used Stadia for his kids,
Huh.
and it went down. So he bought a Switch. He's like, damn, I need any more controllers. And the fact that they made it eligible to be used for the Switch,
That's awesome.
like, that's dope.
That's a big deal.
especially since they
Yeah.
had multiple for the kids.
Yo,
So
let me get that though.
Nah, man, get your own.
Damn.
I mean, you could probably find online. Now that it's Bluetooth online, it's probably gonna be worth more.
But
than
then I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
pay
definitely.
for it. I just want it for
you
free.
could have probably got it for like $10 before they announced this. But I mean, listen, it's a good controller. Check it out if you have it.
The anti-grease controller would go well with that KFC console.
Damn.
I hear you, Cafe.
No
Fox.
KFC
I hear you.
console.
Come on, let's make that happen. Man.
They did not make it happen.
You
Yo,
play
I
a
had some-
game and heat your chicken.
I had some bomb ass fucking fingers from there the other day. They weren't like stale. They were like fresh.
Fresh?
Yeah,
Oh,
word.
yeah.
Greasy
When,
fingers.
when KFC passes you fresh food, it's good. But when they
Word.
give you that old stuff that was sitting there and then they want to throw it out,
All right, leave a comment if you were the lucky ones who have a Stadia controller that's now usable. In the comments below.
Yeah.
hell yeah.
And if you had KFC, apparently.
Exactly.
I don't know where that was going.
Popeye's never done that,
It
man.
was
It's
going
always
nowhere.
fresh. It's
No,
always fresh.
very special. Yes. All right. The Last of Us had HBO's second best debut of the last decade.
Wow.
Nice. Good.
I'm
Damn.
happy to see that wonderful premiere has done justice to people watching and the company. Like HBO, it's a gamble because obviously they know what they're working with. They know the story they're working with. They know the budget they put towards this. But it was still a gamble because it's a video game property.
It's a masterpiece of a video game, though.
Yep.
Y'all, I don't know. I know.
not
I'm
just
sure.
any
It's
video
It's so
game.
fragile.
I know.
It's
Yeah.
so fragile.
Yeah,
big
yeah.
news for them.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it? It didn't beat. It had to be God of War, right? House of Dragon. It probably did not beat God of War. I mean, God of War.
I was like God of War, House of Dragon. I don't
God
think
of
that's
War.
the
House
same
of
thing.
I was thinking the same
Game
thing.
of Thrones?
Game of the Thrones.
I was
I'm like,
God of
why do
War?
you
I only
mentioned
said
God
House
of
of
War.
Dragon. I said House of Dragon.
He even added a word.
you said
Game
God of War,
He said
it's threw
Game of
everybody
the
off.
Thrones.
Yeah.
Game of Dragons.
Just because.
Game of
Game of
Thrones.
No, because Radical Reggie always adds the King of the Fighters. The King of the Fighters. He loves saying that, so that's why I said the Game
The
of the
king
Thrones.
of the fighters.
But yes, Game of Thrones, I think, was most likely their top-rated show because
Yeah.
that's untouchable. Basically.
Says a lot to be number 2.
And number 2, as a new release, this is still new to most people who aren't gamers. This is totally new to them.
Oh, yeah.
I
And the
understand.
fact that the trailer was enough
to get them to check it out. I told people at work, I was like, yo, I know you don't play games,
I know some people at
but
my
it's
job.
Friday, and we're going to get high tonight.
Wow.
I know some people at my job that don't play games that were asking
they
me
were
about it. They
intrigued
were
about
like,
it,
"What?
right?
Have you heard of this show?" I'm like,
I did the same thing.
I
I
say,
reached out to
wow.
some people. I'm like,
And they're like, I'll check it out.
you heard
And
of it?
those same people was like, oh, I had to not watch anymore after the stuff that happened. But I was like, yeah,
But you
check it out. And they're still willing to check it
But
out.
but they said, I like the actor. I like all of his stuff, and it looks good.
Mm.
It's they
Well, they
casted
did it
right
right.
because he's hot right now.
right.
He's Mandalorian right now,
Oh,
so
yeah,
like
yeah,
you're gonna follow him right now. So
Plus, they were
They did-
both in Game of Thrones.
yeah,
It
There-
was just-
yeah,
they were
yeah.
both. I forgot they were both in it. I was like, wow, I forgot dude was in there. It's this guy.
Mhm.
And they both had different voices completely. It's just like they're acting.
it's like they're acting.
Remember
Oh
that?
my God.
People act in Hollywood.
What?
No, they did a great job, man. I liked it a lot. I thought it was really, really cool. Really,
No, they
really
did
cool.
a phenomenal. If you haven't watched the first episode, at least that's
I
all
haven't-
that's
I
been
didn't
out
see it.
since now. I'm
I
not going
liked
to go into spoilers or anything, but if you haven't watched it, it stands up to every bit of criticism that people would have done. Like it's
That's good. It's really,
really good.
really good.
It
If
is
you want to nitpick, I'm sure you can nitpick, but there's
Alright,
it's
I gotta play the
nothing
game
to
now. I
nitpick.
gotta
about.
I like the casting. They look like the game characters. A lot, you know, a lot.
Most
They
of them.
sound like the game characters. They
Some,
sound.
you know,
Oh,
like
they do.
Joel looks.
Oh yes. they
Joel
do.
at some angles looks just like
Mm.
Joel. Like it
Mm.
looks just like him.
I
The
saw
the person that you have to get used to seeing is Ellie.
Ellie,
gotta get
Ellie
used to it.
doesn't
She
look
sounds
like,
like
look
her?
like her. She sounds like her.
She
Doesn't
doesn't
look
look like her.
She
No,
acts
I
like her,
agree.
sounds like her. She does not look like her.
Yeah, she
But
does
I'm
act
sure
like
You get
after
used
the
to it,
show,
though.
I'm sure
Yeah,
after the
it'll be
show is
fine.
done, and, yeah, you're gonna
You get used
separate
to
it.
it. You get used to
You're
it.
gonna separate that in the game.
Yeah.
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 By the end of the season, she'll be stabbing an ogre in the eye. Oh wait, that's Game of Thrones. Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Wow.
that same actress did that. Yeah.
Sorry.
And she was
And
dope.
she likes knives. Yeah,
She was
likes-
dope. She was dope in that.
She was. She was
Mad
good.
corny jokes from this end of the table. Over there.
I got it confused, man. It wasn't even a
That's
joke. I
'cause
got
you
it
ain't talking.
confused.
You ain't talking over there. That's why.
Because you didn't play him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't even know what this is about.
Yeah. Why you even here?
Sit over there
Joel?
and be quiet then. Nah.
Yeah. Shut your foot. Nah.
Shut your face. over there.
Wow.
Do you want me to give him one?
Dude.
Next week, listen, he'll be talking next week.
So Chuck,
There you go.
Chuck,
after you watch it, I'm anxious to see what you think about it.
Okay.
So I mean, I think they have the first. I mean, we have the game anyway. We'll give you the game.
You got to play the game though, man. I recommend.
But they
playing the game.
did have the first 2 hours playable on PlayStation as a demo after the season came out. So they're trying to get you into the
See,
game.
there you go.
It's
know
one
how
of
many
those
more
things.
sales
I'm
they're gonna do?
actually
That's
I'm
how
excited
important it
that
is.
you didn't play it because I want to hear your reaction.
Okay.
It's one of those games where I
Oh,
want to
yeah.
hear people's reaction to the game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of want you to see because you're the only one who can do this. I kind of want you to see the first episode and then
Then
get
to
into
play
the
the game?
because it's very close.
Okay.
I want you to do
I want
the
you to play
show
the game.
first. 'Cause
No,
the
game
game you're gonna
first,
play.
man. Game
I'm
first.
saying you're gonna play the game,
first.
and there's so much more after the game. The show's still gonna be going on.
Nah,
Play
play,
the
the
game.
game
Play the game.
first.
Play the game.
It's 2 against 1. Play the game first.
Play the game.
Chuck,
Play the game
Chuck, what do you
first.
say?
Play the game
You're
first.
def-
Ethan.
Play the game
You're
first, dude.
definitely
Play the game
gonna
Once
be
in a
the last
lifetime
of us.
experience. We
to
all
play
watch.
Last
We
of
all
Us.
play the game first.
You're definitely gonna be
Still
last
gonna
of
see
us to
both.
play last.
Turbo,
of Us.
what do you think
fine.
I should do? Game first or the show first?
People are gonna start ruining shit
Um,
for you. If you
I've
don't
never
do
seen
it.
the show.
The show. I did see the show. I saw a show today.
Oh,
actually.
really?
Yeah,
Nice.
I saw
Oh.
the whole entire premiere today. I liked it a lot. And watch the show. Watch the show because no one's.
I think you should
That's
catch
not
up with
helping.
this. I think you
It's
should
2
catch
and
up with
2.
the show
I
because
wanna
people are gonna
see-
talk about the show
I want
like
to see
now.
him do
They're
the
gonna
show,
be.
then play the game. Like none of us have done that. So that'd
I
be
say
interesting to-
do the game only because
Doesn't it ruin the
you get
game?
to see the differences
No.
in the
The game goes
in the
further than the show.
It's kind of like reading the Walking Dead comics before the show because you see what they do better. So
Okay.
if you start with the source material from the beginning, you could appreciate what they created. That's
Okay.
why I say that.
But he's not gonna beat the game in a day.
How long is the game?
Well, play it a couple.
Like
17,
20
17,
hours?
17.
17 hours?
I thought it was
Yeah.
like.
Oh, that's not bad.
I
Yeah.
think it was too
You'll
low.
knock it out. 2
Run
days.
through that shit, man.
2
A,
days.
hardcore 2 days. You ain't doing shit.
Nah, you'll-
Bazaar says the show first. See,
You know what? Block
there's only one show.
Block
There's only
Bazaar.
one out.
Block him.
It's an hour and 20 minutes. I
No,
think you could bust out. An
But
hour
you
and 20
want to
minutes
get
before.
for the origins first, and then you go to the
The
new
show
shit.
goes more into
Yeah.
origins.
No, the game does because that's where it started, man. That's what I'm saying.
The show goes more into origins.
No, the game started because that's where the origin is.
Lord
It
have
just
mercy.
did different
Okay, guys.
storytelling.
Lord have
elements.
mercy.
That's all. That's what I'm
You
saying.
gotta get the same.
Lord have
Nah,
mercy.
fam.
It's not the same.
Thank you, mass produce game.
It's not the same. It's like saying the book is
Who cares about a book?
better
Who's
than the
reading?
movie.
Oh,
No
damn.
one's reading.
Jay doesn't like to read.
Wow.
No one's
All right.
reading. There's pictures involved. It's the
Emerald,
same
no, they
medium.
do not.
I'm
The
saying
same
it's
medium.
like saying that.
It's like
How
saying,
Goku lost.
Oh, the
his
movie's the same as the book.
No, it's not.
No, nobody says
No,
that.
it's not. Everyone says the book is better. Who cares?
That's true because he did say that he never kissed his wife, but he had 2 kids. So that's weird.
Oh, I was about to say some
Aaron,
funny
wait
shit.
till-
I was about to say some funny shit right there.
That was
All right, but listen,
Don't block the intern.
but listen, Last of Us, phenomenal job. They've done a wonderful job. Whether you play the game first or watch the show first, there's no wrong way to do it. It's whatever you want to do. They're both phenomenal so far. I can't say I haven't seen the whole show. There's still more episodes, but if you want to be talking about the show with everyone else,
Vic has though, right? He liked it.
he liked it. Yes.
Yeah,
It's
he's
not-
like good
like,
things
listen,
about the whole
it's a good. They've done great so far. And a lot of people are like, well,
He said
we
some
don't know.
things. That's why I'm tilted towards the game first. He said some things where I'm like, oh, you should probably play.
Well,
the
he's
game
not going to
first.
finish the show. He's at one episode.
Who?
And he can play the game. I'm saying
I'm
he's not going to watch the show first before playing the game.
Chuck, we'll talk.
There's only one episode out.
Yeah.
There's only one episode out. And
Yeah.
they're very similar.
Chuck,
So I'm like, you
Chuck,
can watch
we
that
here.
and then jump into the game. Then we can talk about the damn show. All right. So moving on. Leave in the comments if you watched Last of Us and let us know how you felt about the show. All right. Rumor. This is the rumor. This is not real.
It's not news.
This is not. So we're just going to go into whatever we want to talk about here. A potential Scalebound revival is being spoken of again.
For the
So,
past 5 years.
well, yeah, I mean, listen, it's been a while since anyone's talking about Scalebound, and everyone's always wanted it based on the trailers and stuff that they've had.
And the gameplay that they showed.
They showed a bit of the gameplay. They didn't show much. I mean,
15
it's
minutes?
whatever. Yeah, I mean, it looked cool, and it was supposed to be one of the only franchises that Xbox is working on that was an Xbox exclusive.
Whatever.
It was one of them. It was one of them. But
Whatever.
Chalk's face.
just like every Xbox exclusive, it fell off the planet. I'm really worried about Microsoft as far as their games and exclusivity because they're really not doing it.
They're
And-
like a
and
collector.
every game that they say is exclusive, it's like this is gonna be pushed back a little further. It's
Making
gonna be
it
next year.
under the
This is
table
gonna be
deals,
next
man.
year.
Dude,
Oh wait, it's gonna be next year. Hold on.
I
And
think-
then, like, how many years you gotta push things back?
I think they bought more freaking companies than they had.
They bought companies,
They
but the
bought more
companies ain't
stu-
doing nothing for
They
them.
bought more studios than they have games coming out.
And more studios. Not enough games.
It's like buying games for the PC. You just end up buying shit and never playing them.
I got no comment.
They
Because
collect.
there's nothing to play.
They collect game studios.
According to my predictions, that's going to change this year. Watch.
I got no defense.
Watch. It's going to change.
Don't
Zero
worry.
defense.
Nah, Xbox Series X, man. The way they freaking
What?
commit to 60 frames. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
God,
that's
there
the
we
first
go.
time he said it. I was waiting
Gotta
for
fix
it.
the windscreen, bro.
Yeah, your windscreen's mad
It's
far
falling
out.
It's falling
Yeah,
down.
get that.
yeah.
Yeah, get that. There
Move
we
it
go.
Closer. There you go. Yeah.
All right.
Kev's too relaxed.
And when you talk, you gotta
No
get
one-
it closer to the mic there, dude.
No one supports, backwards compatibility like the Xbox and Microsoft. So don't worry about it, Chalk.
Basically, on a podcast, the Xbox era, they were talking about Scalebound, and they said, well, a guy named Nick Baker, he was talking about the revival, and he said it's being discussed between Xbox and Platinum. I mean, listen,
Platinum.
they put in work.
Yeah, they were.
They put in work on the game. There's obviously some groundwork that has been made, and I don't know because Platinum's last game that they made wasn't a huge success, so it might have
Bayonetta
caused
3?
them.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
well, actually, no, that was
hey.
the last game. The one before that.
I
The
know.
live
Astral
ser-
Chain?
the live service game
Yeah.
that they had was not successful for them. So they might have been like, Microsoft, you know what? If you want to give us a little money to start this off, we'll go back to doing this
Let me hear that soundtrack first, though.
because you guys have nothing going on, and we could be a big release for you. Who knows when? If they are working on Scalebound, who knows when that will be released?
They should make it a Game Pass exclusive.
And it will be a Game Pass.
It will be.
It will be if it was to come out.
Like no physical copy, just on Game Pass. That's it.
I think that
Can't
I
buy it digitally. Just on
Honestly,
Game
that
Pass.
would save them a ton of money.
It would.
I think that the biggest thing about Scalebound when it was out was they were unsure of how they wanted to release it. I think they were kind of wanting to do the multiplayer online, like the live service at that point, and they were trying to start to see how they can get it to be live service. And either Platinum, I'm pretty sure Platinum was probably like, we don't want to, and
Wow.
Microsoft was like, but we need you to, and that's when the conflict happened and why it wasn't.
Released.
Hey, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
that's
all
just,
speculation.
It's all
man.
speculation.
It's all-
Possible.
But it sounds like that might have been the reason because Platinum wasn't really known back then, especially
Mm.
to work on live service. And then maybe that talk, they said, listen, we'll work on another game since Microsoft isn't funding us. We'll work on another live service, see if it's worth it.
And it wasn't.
And they showed that it wasn't worth it.
It wasn't.
But they are working on another live service game. I don't know
No.
why. When you're so successful at not making them. That's like, yo, are you successful at jumping rope or
Stick-
double dutch? And then you
stick
try
to
double
what-
dutch and you
yeah.
suck at it, but you can
I
just
agree.
keep jumping forever on a regular rope. Like it's
I
stop
agree. It's
doing
like
the one that's
stick,
impossible.
Stick to what you're good at, man.
Yes.
Platinum
real.
needs to stick to
I'm
what
cool
they're
with
good at.
dragons and Devil May Cry. Do it.
Stick to
That's fine.
Astral Chain. Just
Stop.
stick to that.
They're not sticking to a Nintendo board thing. What they said, your platinum has nothing to do with it now.
Fuck.
They're gonna develop.
And your
it.
weapons
They're
break.
They're not gonna try it.
Oh,
and your
and
weapons
your
break.
weapons
Oh,
break.
stop it.
Aye.
That's what Nintendo's known
Weapon
for.
That was
breaking and astral
sneaky.
chain.
They're known for
Nice.
talking hats and breaking weapons.
You know what's funny? I
Nintendo.
guarantee within like the first like even though this has nothing to do with Zelda, I know it's about Scalebound, but like I guarantee when they show a trailer about Zelda, the first thing you're gonna see is that the weapon's not breaking.
And I'm
I
like,
guarantee
yes,
that'll be
yes,
the first thing.
yes.
I'm telling you, that'll be the
It's
first
a selling
thing.
point.
They're like, shut up, here it goes. It doesn't break, all right? Enough.
But yes, news broke today that they did let go of 10,000 people from Bethesda.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's not good. I mean,
10,000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
10,000 from Bethesda? Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, they let go of a lot of people. So
Sucks.
maybe they finished their game. And they're
Even
like-
with that 3, come on.
I hope
'cause, you know,
so.
listen, and game development, when you're done with your work, as far as art, story, they don't have any use for you. I mean, that's a lot of people, though. That's a lot
crazy.
of people.
That's a
man.
shitload,
That's a
dude.
lot of people. So either they finished every game in the works and they said, okay, you guys can move on to do other projects, or they're having some trouble. And I'm more inclined to think that they're having some trouble employing all of them with the games not coming out.
Right.
Because if you have that amount of people working on stuff, draining your money, and the game's like, oh, it's not coming out until the Xbox Series 18, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Series A.
Series F.
Series F.
Series L. Remember that we did that shit?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Series L.
They took the L.
So if they say that this stuff isn't coming out until the next generation, they're like,
Yo,
yo, it's going to be
terrible.
5 years. If they're saying 5 years, it's like, yo, we can't keep these people hired for that long. You guys did your work. We're going to hire some other people to work on the rest of the stuff to get it actually out the door because something's not working out right. I don't know.
I don't know what's going. No, who the fuck knows what's going on?
But like the story with Scalebound. It's all
I don't like
speculation.
people losing their jobs.
But
though.
that's
Yeah, I
a
didn't like
hell
that,
of a lot of people to let
a lot of
go.
fucking jobs.
And they got some explaining to do.
I mean, there's been a lot of big tech companies have been firing a lot of people.
Well,
Like,
they have a lot going on. Microsoft has a lot going on. They still
Oh,
have
yeah.
they still have the thing going on with them buying
Blizzard.
Blizzard and all of it.
They
They're
said
trying
it
to
was
acquire-
10K across all of Microsoft, not just Bethesda.
Oh, it's a Microsoft thing. Okay.
Good.
But
Well,
isn't-
not
but
good.
isn't
Not
Bethesda
good. I mean,
Microsoft?
that came out wrong. That came out wrong.
no, it's not never good.
Yeah, not just Bethesda is a good thing, but 10,000 people is a
Yeah,
terrible
A
thing.
mass firing like
Bethesda
that.
is Microsoft now, so it is the company. It's the same company.
Isn't it crazy that they're trying
it's
to
still a lot of
acquire Blizzard during the winter?
That's the end of this news report. So let us know how y'all feel about what Microsoft is doing, and is there a way to fix it? I don't know, man. There's a lot. Like if they don't get this deal, and they squandered, I mean, they're gonna save a lot of money. They're gonna save billions. Don't get me wrong. They might hire these people back if they get those billions.
I
Back.
hope so.
And they might say, "Hey, we need you guys. We don't have any more."
They're probably like, "Fuck you!
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going somewhere else.
They're like,
Fuck
Start
you!
banging out games.
Yeah, they're working on
Go
wrestling.
where I'm
Wow.
appreciated."
Tech was always looked at as like a reliable industry where,
Well, listen, they'll get jobs if they,
I hope so.
Well, yeah.
I don't
you'd
know,
hope.
it's 10,000, but a lot of
Jesus,
people.
it's
It's a lot of freaking
But
people.
in this industry, they are most likely going to pick up another type of job.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah, hopefully. But yeah, Scalebound.
But yeah,
Let's move on.
yeah.
Moving on.
I like that. What a perfect end. But yeah,
yeah.
Scalebound.
I had to go back to Scalebound.
Rumor.
Hopefully it comes out.
That
Multiplayer,
was
dragon
perfect.
riding.
Perfect.
Oh,
So
man.
here's some more news that isn't particularly great. So leaked Suicide Squad screen. That's a hard thing to say. You see that shit? Leaked
What?
Suicide Squad screen. Say it.
You
It's
just
not
said
easy.
it.
Suicide Squad screen.
It's not easy.
Suicide
bit of a
Squad
tongue
screen.
You
twister.
don't have to say it fast.
Suicide Squad.
Can y'all help him?
I didn't mess it up. I said it was a difficult thing to say. All right, so yes, it appears to reveal that a live service game. It is a live service game with a battle pass. Okay, so
That gets a.
this is the thing, right? We've all experienced Avengers. We all think, we as a group consider it a good game.
But they're getting bad. They're getting ridiculous with these skins now.
Mm.
They re-released Thor's Marvel's Thor skin without a helmet, and you charge them like $14 for it.
Yeah, well, now you're wild. Now you're
It's
starting
like,
wild.
bro.
Did they when the Winter Soldier
When they
thing
did
with
the
the double?
sunglasses.
Yeah, sunglasses. I was like,
Oh
now
no
you're
no
bugging.
no! They did it with Captain America also.
Really?
The first costume he wore in the first Avengers movie, no helmet.
14.
Yeah,
Come on,
bro.
Come on.
They
Well,
getting
listen,
wild.
there's flaws with Avengers, yes.
Come on.
And we considered it to be a decent game, gameplay wise.
Hmm.
But the tactics that they do with the live service in it, very much not needed.
And it
we don't like
overshadows the cool, dope campaign because the campaign is it makes it a good game.
Yeah.
Like, if you get it just for the campaign, it's what 10 to 12 hours plus the DLC.
It's good.
It's a fun, awesome game.
Really, yeah.
But when you have stuff like that, it makes it look like it's a bad game,
Mhm.
and that's the fucked up thing about it.
Granted, we're only going by a screenshot, but we haven't seen anything of the game. They only showed trailers, and they haven't shown end game, and they didn't allude to anything in the game
Red
for a
flag.
long time. It's
Red
been over
flag.
a year.
That's
It's
a
been
red-
over a year.
Red flag.
They did say it's a 1 to 4 player campaign though.
No, 1 to 4 player campaign,
Yeah.
but they didn't show any of that.
Right.
That's true.
So
They're
the
gonna
fact
sell you
that this stuff in
skins.
here,
That's a
is-
red
they said
flag.
They
That's
said
a
it's
red flag.
cosmetic. They said it's cosmetic,
Hmm.
but it's a live service. They want it to be live service, and
It's-
that means the whole game's not there.
That's a red flag, man.
That means they're going to
Huge.
string it along, and they want you to keep playing it.
Right.
And I don't have time. Listen, I don't have time for a game like that.
Yeah.
That's why I haven't jumped into Avengers the way that
And
they
also,
want you to.
not to cut you off, and also, who likes the Suicide Squad that much? If it was X-Men,
yeah, I mean,
obviously,
you can
here-
tolerate. a
here,
bit-
take my money.
bit.
Take my fucking money if it's
Right.
X-Men done like a
Just make
Avengers.
Iceman cool.
Yeah.
Iceman cool.
Yeah, it's
That's
like, oh, pun intended. But
Oh,
who cares?
shit.
Who
My
cares
bad.
about the Suicide Squad? I don't care about them.
But this is more about Rocksteady games.
Mm.
Like this is their game, and they've been known to make some of the best comic book based games ever made. Batman Arkham series is some of the best, if not one of the best comic book games ever made
Yeah.
as a series.
Right after Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Get out of here, man. That's not, what are you talking about? That's
Yeah,
manga. Okay, it's a comic, yes, but whatever. I'm moving on. So, I don't. That seriously is going to matter. Like, if it's live service, I'm seriously going to consider not getting this until it's free. Because if it's live service, it better be free in Game Pass. I'm not buying it.
This is why it pays to wait because someone's gonna have a video when it's out of what this game is all about.
Yeah,
And then you just check it out. Oh, this ain't for me. Fuck it then.
it
And
could be dope, but I don't want the live service.
Mm.
Just bring out the game.
No
Listen,
live-
Batman
that-
was never live service. Why do you got to do it?
Yeah,
Why do you got to do it?
Yeah, it's not.
'Cause
Suicide
it-
Squad is not live service type
It's
game.
because it buys them more time
Yeah.
to add more content.
What are you gonna add? The freaking.
Costumes.
No, you're gonna have Batman and Superman
gonna
like,
add-
as
no,
playable characters.
No, they're gonna
Yeah,
add.
Justice League in the game. Come on, I don't
They're
want
gonna-
no more. I don't
they're-
want any more Suicide Squad.
But they might add another story, but you're probably gonna have to end up paying for it.
Well, it's a battle pass. Yeah, it's gonna be part of the.
But
battle
let me
pass.
get the dude with the javelin though.
Did you enjoy Dragon Ball Z Fighters with the battle pass? I mean, it's a fighting game. It's different.
I love
It's
Dragon
different.
Ball Fighters,
But that's where it
bro.
works. That's
I
where it
love
works.
it.
That's where Battle Pass would work. They want it to be like Destiny. Why is everything got to be like Destiny?
It's
I mean-
it's their destiny.
Yeah, I mean, Dragon Ball is a different.
Yeah, that
Is
that
it-
deserves a slap.
Dragon Ball is a
Absolute
different
chance.
is a different monster because they were just selling you characters.
They just selling
Period.
you Goku. Stop it.
No, they were selling
Goku
you,
with a wig.
You know they were selling you Goku.
Everyone's Goku.
It's telling you Goku.
That's what they were selling you.
Just a
Nah, but I mean,
reskin.
they sold you characters like you knew the game was just gonna be a straight up fighting game, and you know you got different characters from different generations of Dragon Ball, and it worked.
I think that's fucked up though, because like now, when it comes to comic book games, you know,
They
you
wanna
have
do it that way.
when you come because there's so many costumes with these
They want to sell
characters.
you the costume.
You know, like
15
in
bucks a
Marvel,
piece.
even though Marvel's like, I mean, there's rumors of it ending, but there's still rumors of it flying around that like maybe it won't.
It all depends on
But
how much they make.
it depends on the money that's coming
Yeah.
in with characters,
Yeah.
costumes, and then content. You know, it's and that's
I'm all for the content.
content
I'm
all
not
day.
so much for the paying for costumes. I mean, listen, I don't have to. I never did. I didn't buy any costumes in Avengers.
No, I haven't.
I didn't even
In
change
Avengers-
my character in Avengers.
In Avengers, I bought a couple costumes.
I bought like
I didn't have a problem buying.
I
a couple
bought
costumes.
two. I bought two costumes, and I unlocked the rest of them. I didn't really.
If I
need
used more characters, I probably would have.
Yeah, I bought some Iron Man skins. I bought some Thor skins.
I'm not gonna lie. Some of them been fire as fuck lately. I'm
Yo.
like, yo, y'all are releasing some fucking dope costumes. I'm not even
Some
gonna
Hawkeye
lie.
costumes were fire.
Yeah,
The thing about it is, you got to put time in with the game. If it's live service, you got to live the game.
That's true.
Yeah.
And you got to play it basically every day.
That's true. It almost becomes like a fighter because you have to put in time with a fighter.
You
know
have
what I'm
to
saying?
live it.
Yeah, like Smash Brothers,
Live
Multiverses,
service.
you have to really
Live
keep
service.
playing that game. But
Street
to
Fighter
keep
6.
playing that game, you need content. You could have a million costumes in the world. You need content.
Yeah.
And that's why everyone says Avengers is a bad game, which it isn't, but it needs content.
But if it has
Fair and simple.
if it has the Batman
Ultron.
fighting style though, if it has that in the game, that's a lot for selling. Like if everybody plays like, I mean, everybody can't play like Batman, but if it plays with that type
I
of,
wouldn't even want everything to play.
No, I know. But I mean, if it plays with that type of polish,
Mm.
then it's like, okay, you got me with the gameplay. If I don't have to participate, I don't want the leveling up. Listen, I don't understand Avengers as much as Kid Amazing tells us how to do it. It's such a convoluted thing to do in Avengers that I'm like,
It's not cut and dry.
I don't want to do it.
It's not cut and dry.
I just want to, if I can just fight people and gain levels
Mm.
and do it like that, that's fine. But if you got to do like, oh, you got to have this equipped, you got to get this, you got to find this here,
It's a
you got to
lot.
do
It
this.
is a lot.
And I'm
It is
like,
a
I
lot.
don't live this game, so I can't really do it, even if you explain it to me. Unless you say, go here, pick up this treasure, and that's it. That's all I need. Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
But if that's the type of game it is, where you're boosting your character's levels and you got to do it that way in order to beat the worst, cheapest bosses in the world, I don't like that in my games. So, listen, I'd like to be optimistic about what the Suicide Squad is going to be, but I was already not really interested because of the license.
I'm honestly just going to wait.
Because of
I'm
Suicide
just
Squad,
waiting.
I don't really care because I don't care about the Suicide Squad.
That's
license.
exactly
If it
what
was
I'm
X-Men,
thinking.
I'd be like,
Rocksteady,
"Word."
oh,
X-Men would be kind of
Rocksteady.
like, come on now.
If it was
like-
X-Men, I would be like, yeah, hell yeah. But listen, I'm interested still because it's 4 players. I would like to know what it's going to be like.
Keep an eye on it.
But for me to get this straight out the gate, because of this news, and if it actually is going to be like that, I'm probably going to pass unless it's $20, $15. Because if it's live service, it's going to drop to $2, and it's
Oh,
going to be
it's
free.
gonna
It's
drop
going to be
quick.
free on Game
No,
Pass.
it'll drop very fast.
And that's when I'll check it out. And that's where they're going to rely on a lot of people to check it out if it's going to be that. And whether they think that's going to be vital to their success, like that's what they're going to have to do.
Mm.
So hopefully it's not like that.
I
Based
don't
off a
mind being
screenshot,
the
I
guinea
don't know.
pig for this one.
And you would, yeah, so Chuck, let somebody out.
Just wait a day after it's out.
Get it
You'll
for
know
play,
what's-
get it for
you'll know what
PlayStation
you're getting.
and Xbox like you did
No,
Avengers.
no.
But if it's a
Do it.
4-player, to be honest, if it's a 4-player campaign,
Hmm.
that's still not a problem.
No, it's still if
So
that
that's
game,
fine.
if that part is good,
That's fine.
it's still worth it, but
If
it's
the
not worth
campaign
$70
is good,
though.
then
Yeah, then we're
I don't
good.
think it'll be worth $70 though. Even if that.
I hope it's on Game Pass.
I hope so.
I hope it's
So
on
let us
Game
know
Pass.
what you guys think about it maybe being a live service game based on a screenshot. Will you buy it? Or are you gonna wait?
Or not.
I knew you.
Yeah, it's been a while, dude. It's been a
man.
while.
it has.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, so we've been doing the show backwards, so we're gonna go back to the games played.
Let's
oh, yeah.
do that. Let's
But,
discuss.
First, we're gonna discuss the co-op games. So the first one, of course, just like every week, multiverses, man.
Oh yeah.
Got Big
Yeah.
Choco in
That was fun, man. It's fun every week. And I always enjoy. You know what the thing is? I play with Turbo all the time. Okay, it's always a good time playing with Turbo because we play the game more than anybody on the channel, so we kind of like know each other very well. But originally, Chalk hasn't played that much, so like I'm trying to see how far Chalk gets in his like how each week, just how if he gets better and better. And I'm like, he's doing different shit this week, and I love watching shit like that because the thing is, you have to be grimy.
Yep.
You have to be an asshole.
Complete sleep.
Yeah, you see how sleazy I am every week. I
Yeah.
interrupt. Like there was a time, like the thing about co-op Turbo, you could agree with this. If you're like, you gotta put your pride aside in tag team because you could be getting beat up, but you're like, nah, I'm gonna fucking beat this person up. But it's like, I was getting beat up, and I'm like, what's Chalk doing over there? All right, I'm gonna snuff this person. I snuffed the shit out whoever you're fighting. So like, I could have just stayed over there and still get my ass whooped or whatever. But I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna get this little quick little KO.
Yeah.
Because then that's like that's the how you got to think about it. And you start doing that shit. I'm like, I'm gonna throw this guy. You're like, no, I'm kicking him. I'm like, oh shit. I was like, damn. That's how you got to beat these fucks though, man. They're dirty over there.
Yeah, and it's so funny because some of those kicks was just so foul.
I love 'em.
Like you were carrying this dude as Superman, and I literally kicked him out of your hands.
Oh, it was
And-
amazing.
and he flew off. It was so stupid.
But
I
it's
saw that KO.
but
That
it's
was weird.
satisfying though. It's
It
so
was.
satisfying.
It really was.
Now we had some good KOs in the matches because it's funny. we like went on a crazy streak, and then we on a bad
Yup.
streak. And I'm like, oh, we ain't ending it like this. We gotta
So what
go
happens.
back. But I love that game, man. Love it. Love
Yeah,
it. Love
dude.
it. Love it.
That game is fun.
Hell
That
yeah.
game is super fun.
And then Style and Sticks were playing Young Souls, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. We did play that.
Old
Yeah.
Souls.
Young Souls.
Young Soul.
The old Souls playing Young Souls.
What are you guys up to?
I like that. That's good. Fuck you out. This game's dope.
It gets better and better.
It really does.
Even though like we barely forget how to play, we actually jump back in pretty fast.
Takes
Right
us
away,
like-
he was like, "All right, I don't know what to do right
Takes
now."
us like a
and then
couple
you
minutes.
just get ill again.
Yeah.
Plus, we learn the weapons, we get better stuff, we get levels.
But
And
you know what I
actually,
like?
it means something.
Yeah.
when you gain levels, it means
It
something.
does.
Because you
Sure
can get
does.
your ass whipped,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're like, "No, I gained 2 levels. Let me go and get those."
But the cool
and
thing
then you
is,
come back and it's like, "Yo, you are nothing."
yeah, the strategies. We're
Mm.
good with strategies. We're putting together a lot of strategies. When we get our ass whooped, I'm like, no, we gotta do this differently. And I'm
Yep.
like, no, we gotta do
You
it.
can't run in there and get punched. We still got to figure that one out.
Yo, that
Get
short
knocked
was
out.
ridiculous. We're like, all right, we got this. He said, the fuck out of here. One hit, dead.
Both
Damn.
of us.
It's like,
Wait,
damn.
what?
Both of us. He
Who
said, "Get out of
You
here."
just got
Kill
swiped?
both of us. All 4
Who
minutes.
were
It
you
was
fighting?
slow as shit. This big ogre. Jay's like, I'm gonna go over here. I'm like, all right. Jay says, whop, whop. I did a tag, hit him. He said, the fuck out of here. Dead. Both of us. Just one slow swipe. Done. I'm like, all right, was something going on with our armor or something? I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, he's like, "Yeah, we gotta go and get these levels." Because something happens. Something happens.
Oh yeah.
But
a
dude,
good
the game is amazing.
I love it.
Definitely recommend playing that.
Fucking
Every
love
time.
that game.
Every time I see it. Like no one talks about Young Souls.
No?
And it's on Game Pass for free.
And I wish
Come
that
on.
was a 2022 game because I wanted to really mention that to
Yeah.
Vic.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really wanted to tell Vic about that game because I don't know if he knows it.
Mm.
That's a gem. That's a fucking gem.
No,
I
like
wonder if Top Hat Gamer will play it. It's a beat 'em up, basically.
Oh, maybe mention that to him. Actually, I haven't hit him up in so long.
you can recommend it.
I gotta bring him back on.
Yeah.
Another recommendation right there.
Top Hat's our dude, man.
Yeah, he's been running into problems with River City too.
Oh yeah, because the
He's
glitching.
having glitches
It's
in
been
the game.
glitching. Oh man.
Oh no.
That sucks. Hopefully we don't get that.
Oh,
shit.
yeah, I know. He's
Mm.
starting to play it like 3 times over. Ooh, that's
Eee.
rough. And I haven't heard anything. He might have stopped. I don't know. I don't know.
Damn.
I don't know. Hopefully, that got.
Is there an
settled.
update?
I hope. I hope.
Mm.
it is.
Patch?
I hope so.
Mm.
Somebody hope. Hopefully they're listening.
I'm sure they're working on it.
Have to find out.
Wow.
But yeah, that's a dope game, man.
And then the other game was Big Choco, me, Captain Crunch 31,
I guess
Oh
play,
yeah,
and
we
CGB
played,
Riken. We played.
Oh, Riken got in.
Turtles.
Yeah, right.
Nice.
We got in for a little bit.
I play
Dope.
Turtles though.
Oh yeah, man.
Ninja Turtle Shredder's Revenge.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
And I never ever see
Wait.
4 turtles.
Wait, who was who?
You don't see it on the
I was
screen
No,
right
I'm saying you.
I was Raphael.
You were Raphael, really?
Yeah.
Who were you, Al? Were you Casey or
there.
Leo?
KC, man.
Casey. Who was Leo?
Hold on, let me go back. There you go. Captain Crunch.
Really? He's a
He's
Leo
Leo.
guy?
I never.
Well, I was
see-
building up the characters that I don't have leveled up.
Uh,
I have Mikey leveled up and I have Donatello leveled up already.
mm.
And Riken was Michelangelo.
on a 4-player turtles. I never see 4 turtles playing. It's crazy.
I mean,
it's
it's
crazy.
It's rare.
I thought of it at the last second. I was like, Donatello.
They gotta bring a human in there or Splinter.
No, always. There's always somebody. Somebody
Yeah.
different.
That game is so dope. Man.
It
It's
really
so
is.
Fun game, man.
It's so fucking.
Best Turtles game.
And they did an update. Shredder was significantly
Yes.
more difficult.
Yes.
Really?
Significantly.
Yes, that was tough. That was like, I was like, wait, I don't
Sleeping
remember.
that ass.
Yo, we almost lost. Bro.
We were-
like significantly
Like
more
real
difficult.
close. We were really close to losing.
They,
that.
Yeah,
no,
it's
they,
like-
they did it
Yeah,
up there.
He has a teleport like choke slam now. I'm like,
Well, then
Turn-
again,
he
Get
turned
the
down the
motherfucker
turtle
to
soup.
move.
Turn down the turtle
Tele-
soup.
yeah,
but Riken jumped. He got out of the game like early.
yeah.
At like the 3rd stage, he got.
Oh,
like,
shit,
Jumped,
so
he
it's just
jumped out.
the
So it
three
was
of
just 3. So
Oh,
Ah.
so it
man.
made it even tougher for the.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. Wow.
But yeah,
Oh, you gotta-
Shredder was
But
no
it was
joke.
fun.
Shredder.
I wish I
I mean,
jumped in the
Super
chat.
Shredder was no joke
I should have jumped in the chat and coached
Well,
you.
Kevin Nash is pretty,
You know, it was-
unstoppable.
for real.
I didn't hear that.
He was him.
No, I
Please
said-
tell me I didn't just hear that.
He
I
was super
didn't just
shredded.
hear that.
He was super shredded.
This freaking guy.
Can't.
Anyway,
All right, so what else? Yeah, playing.
then we had what was it, Stallion? What'd you play, man?
Oh, we going to me first? Oh, cool, because I got to piss right after. What was I playing last? Oh,
Narita Boy.
Narita Boy. Wait, we went over Foregone last week, right? Okay, Narita
Yes.
Boy. What a game, dude. Dude. The whole time I'm like, what is this game?
I was waiting for you to be.
What is this fucking game? It's just,
Yeah.
it's so out. It's to
out
be
there.
honest, it's brilliant.
Yes.
I think it's a brilliant game.
Is it action? Is it puzzle? What is it?
It's not a Metroidvania because there's no maps.
No.
Okay.
So it's action.
It's like a Zelda 2.
Yeah,
Very similar
you
to that,
get
where you talk to.
Yeah,
Okay.
you get techniques.
Right.
You
So
get
action adventure.
Yeah.
action adventure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
action
give
adventure.
it action adventure.
Yeah.
Cool combat.
co-
Soundtrack's awesome.
How long is the game?
Yeah.
10 hours.
Yeah.
10 hours.
It was like 10 hours.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah.
that's long
It's,
for a
it's
type
about
yeah,
right.
It was like 9-10. Yeah.
That's including getting lost, because I got lost a lot.
Yeah, you
too.
can get lost. You can definitely get lost.
I got
That's why you got to play it.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
stop, you gonna. I was surprised I found where to go after.
I
stop.
missed some of the because you talk to different townspeople and stuff, and they give you clues to where to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you don't talk to the right person, you're gonna be lost.
Dude, with the codes,
And
the codes, I'm like, I'm looking that shit up.
Oh,
I got
yeah.
no time for this. I got no time to be finding out these fucking codes. I'm gonna open this door right now.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
No, that was the.
But it was.
the story's good.
I
too.
really the part that you saw me at, like when you start getting like vehicles and stuff.
That's
Like I was
Shit,
like,
vehicles? Really?
well,
It's
that,
such a
that- well,
weird-
all right, not technically vehicles. Like it was like a
horse?
horse. I'm like, all right, this is pretty cool.
Yo, this shit was
And
dope.
then you ride a floppy disk as a surfboard.
yes.
But the best
And that's a-
fucking part
That's a technique too.
was some fucking Power Rangers shit.
Mhm.
You're in this Megazord fucking thing. I said, oh, this is fire. I said, this is fucking
Yeah, dude.
dope.
Wow, the game is.
So dope. That part got me. I was like, that is.
I love
and-
the soundtracks for each one of those parts when they introduce
Oh,
each
it's
one,
really
and you're just like,
cool.
oh man,
It is real cool, and the little story, the memory things. I'm like, it
Yeah.
really gets you gripped into like the
Yeah.
the
I'm
create.
still interested in it. That trailer still made me want to
No,
play it.
dude,
I
I'm
just never
telling
did.
you,
It's worth it.
It's worth
It's
the,
worth
the
it.
journey. I'm telling you, it's such a. You sit there the whole time. You're like, what am I playing? I don't know what the fuck this game is.
It looks out of this world.
But it's
It is.
like that.
the payoff towards the end though. It's just such a cool, fun thing to play.
that theme song at the end too.
I-
was one of my favorites.
Just like,
I was like laughing my ass off.
I said, what the fuck is this game? Still don't know. I beat
Yeah,
the game. I don't know what
yeah,
this
yeah,
is.
yeah.
I don't know what I just played.
I had to, when you watch a movie that's confusing.
Yeah.
You enjoyed the movie, but it's like you're just like I gotta read up on it.
There were there was so
That's-
many things that
it's-
were confusing because of the
It's one of
computer
those
terms.
games.
But
Trying
I'm
to
like,
see
there
how
was
the
there
reaction-
was things I was understanding and some I wasn't. And I'm like,
Right.
but it was so cool.
Yeah.
But you see the brilliance in it.
Yeah.
It's fucking brilliant. The game is
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yep.
But holy shit, that oof,
I gotta give it a shot.
it's I recommend it. I definitely
you would
recommend
like
it. After that, I jumped into Bayonetta 2.
Oh, you finally got
I'm
it.
trying
you
I'm
start.
trying to beat it before Friday. I got
It's,
to.
it's fast.
It's very quick.
Yeah.
I'm on chapter
Sucks
6.
if you're
How's
playing
that-
it
how's that
fast, though, it's
intro?
repetitive,
That-
kinda.
that-
Intro? You
that
mean the first 3 fucking? I'm like, what is happening?
so much thrown
It
at
jumped
you.
right into action.
Dude, I feel like I was tripping out.
Yep.
Yeah, it
I
actually
I was playing a movie
Yeah.
that was.
Oh yeah.
I just couldn't grasp. All right, let me talk to you about it.
did.
So Bayonetta 2, this guy, I finally realized who comes up with a concept like this. Okay. And whoever made this game and this character, all right,
Platinum.
they probably took a certain drug and they went to a brothel and they
Oh,
found
wow.
out their favorite woman in that brothel and made a game on her. Because every single thing, ass is out, crotch open, everything is sexualized.
Oh yeah.
But
Well, it's definitely his type of person.
but it's cool. It's done in a cool way, and
well, it's part of her character.
and the action is tighter. It's something about
Mhm.
Bayonetta, and I see why it's so special. I love Bayonetta is awesome.
Kills the first one.
It's just, but the
Oh,
game
the
is
second one,
the
yeah.
game is like bang, bang, bang. It's just going. It's just going.
it's constant.
It's
It's
just
constant the whole
constant.
time.
It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
constant.
You'll find out.
I'm not at the point where I could say it's better than the first one. I like the combat better in the second one. I thought the build up in the first one so far was done extremely well. So 2 is just like I'm in awe of everything I see.
Well, it's an onslaught.
I-
of
yeah,
action. Onslaught.
And just visuals thrown at you constantly.
like
It's
you'll
just,
see a boss
Yeah, look at-
intro every 2 minutes.
it's
You'll
he's in
see-
this the book.
Yeah.
This in the book.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
this, how many people are in this fucking book? But it's you want more of it. You want more of it. 2
You'll get-
seconds
you'll get more.
walking around. Here goes another boss.
You'll get
It's a
more.
boss rush. But I fucking like it. I really, really enjoy it. So I'm trying to beat that game tomorrow.
Just to give you an idea of some of the weird shit that happens in this game.
I feel like this is.
Oh,
where
that's
I just-
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I was just here.
That's Yu-Gi-Oh
This is
with
exactly
the
like
Millennium
the
Pod.
Oh,
I
you
was.
this is where you were?
I played this today. Yeah, I played this today.
Oh, okay.
With
So
that
what-
character.
Let me see if I can fast forward.
But it's just so much shit.
Look at this.
Yeah, you turn you turn into a snake. You turn into I just got to the thing where you turn into a snake. You
So
get-
weird.
There's
Man.
so much
That's crazy.
shit
I remember that.
going on.
It's not explainable.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
It's unexplainable.
You can't explain it.
No.
Like you didn't
it's-
start the game like, oh, it'll be a dragon flying around or whatever, or a snake
That's
flying
the way I just explained it. Acid trip in a brothel. That's what it is to me. That's what the game is.
around. But you never question it. It's like, oh,
Nah, it makes sense.
Bayonetta.
oh, I can transform into this thing.
Yeah.
Nope, never.
Of course.
Of course I can.
I'm a witch.
Yeah. But
I can do whatever I want. I
it's-
can do whatever I want.
it's it's a great game. I thoroughly enjoy it. I'm gonna try to get it done before Fire Emblem comes out because after that there's no game that exists anymore. But yeah, knock that playing that game, and of course I got like 30 something minutes into multiverses. I've been going pretty hard on the one-on-ones, and I was gonna say it, y'all. My Superman's one of the best in the world. All right, ranked 333. Okay, Superman in the world.
No kryptonite.
Which means I'm a fucking problem. All right,
You have problems.
and I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one
So
thing
you
because
play
like
330.
no, I'm not worried about
Right.
that at all. Because I'll tell you one thing. You ever play a game, competitive game, and you play good, but you notice you ascended to a different level of good?
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that today because I played a Rain Dog, whooped my ass 2-0. Quick, I didn't know what to do. Like, he had shit everywhere. I'm just getting knocked around. I went into the second match, right? The second match. I'm like, I don't know what to do to this dude, but I beat that motherfucker to death. I beat him to death. Third match, he should have won. He got cocky, started taunting me, threw him straight to hell. You got to slow the game down. It's what you got to do with these cheap bastards because their hands are going like this.
That's you doing Bayonetta too. You slow down.
You got to slow it down. They're doing all this cheap shit. Nah, I'm just picking you apart. But yeah, I'm starting to get to that point where I'm like getting really, really good at the game with Superman. Not with Arya or Wonder Woman yet, but definitely Superman. So I'm just having I agree, World of Bizarre. I'm definitely not number one yet. Yet.
Imagine if you hit number
Is that a promise?
Could you imagine?
one. have to
Make
be
sure you
like
take
the-
that picture right when it happens.
To be honest,
Yeah, right.
I'm looking to be the best Superman in the world. That's my goal.
Screenshot it.
Best Superman.
Better than Clark Kent.
Best Superman in the world because I still don't have an answer for Rick. I can't fight that motherfucker worth it. I have zero answer. You find a top
Yeah,
Rick in
I
the
like-
world, I can't touch him right now.
Yeah, I have problems.
Something
with
with his hitboxes or to negate
He
everything I
breaks-
do.
He breaks a lot of moves. I'm like, yo, what the hell, man?
Cheap fins,
hate fighting-
I'm
fighting
figuring
Ricks.
them out
Tired of Finn.
because
Oh fuck Rick. I mean,
Tired of
Finn. Finn is what I meant. Rick. I'm. Yeah.
Rick and Finn are problems. But there was a Finn I fought before I popped on here, and yeah, his bitch ass fucking lives in hell now. So like, that's fine.
Toasty.
Wow.
Yeah, but
Roasted marshmallow.
no, I'm having fun. Looking forward to more characters, man. But yeah, those are games I'm playing,
All right.
and I gotta take a.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
What
you need
was
to know
that,
all
dude?
that.
Guys, I got actually number 2.
I forgot
well,
you said you had to go.
Enjoy that.
Oh,
so,
boy.
are we going this direction?
Nick,
Wherever he wants to go.
So, I've only played 2 games. I
All right.
played quickly. You don't even have to show this one because it's just a quick reference. I played Vampire Survivor.
Oh, again?
Oh.
Again, of course. I'm addicted to that game. Are you kidding me?
Vampire.
It's ridiculous.
That's a way of life.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But I've been watching other people play it, and it's so ridiculous. It's caught everyone. Everyone. There's codes in the game. It's like old school. Like there's been codes in the game for 20 years.
Wow.
There's codes in the game and stuff. There's hidden characters in this shit. I'm like, I really like this game, and I'm playing it at a different level. I saw somebody play today. I was like, yo, that's garbage. That's garbage. How could you play so bad? Like he couldn't dodge. He couldn't. I was like, dude, there's a hole there. Go through. No, he just died instantly. I was like, dude, you couldn't maneuver. What is happening?
Wow.
But I guess if you're not used to like a shoot 'em up or anything like that, you might not be able to see that, like the gaps in the things. Like I'm stuck. I can't get. You suck.
Mm.
Not you stuck. You suck.
You suck.
Damn.
But yeah, I played that,
Stuck and suck.
and I was thinking of streaming it. maybe on Discord. I'm gonna test and see how I can get Discord working because you can actually stream on Discord and not. I mean, not without video and stuff like that. Just the game. But thinking about that just to test it out. And what I did play, other than that, I did beat a game this week.
Oh.
I beat Cyber Shadow.
Oh, you did. I'm still
nice.
playing it.
Yes.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. I'd chime in then because that's the only game I played.
Oh, you're playing it too?
Yeah.
Nice.
I didn't beat it though,
I
but I got
I
a
was
little further.
contemplating playing it again because I originally streamed it. I got more than like 80. I got like 70% through the game on the first stream, and I delayed playing it, and it dropped off Game Pass.
Cyber Shadow.
And I was like, damn it, it's off Game Pass. So my save is with that game, and I didn't want to buy it just
Fucking
then.
love this game.
And then I was looking at it on Steam, and I was like, you know what? I'll buy it. I'll buy it on Steam.
It's worth it.
Fine. I have to play all the way over again.
That's what I had to do.
And I played it from the beginning. I was like, I don't know if I want to buy it again. But I was like, you know what? It plays like Ninja Gaiden. I play Ninja Gaiden all the time just to throw it on. So I was like, this is going to be a game with the music that it has and everything. It's going to be a game I throw on
Hell yeah.
every once in a while just to play a couple of stages here and there. I was like, this is going to be worth the purchase. I'm just going to buy it. So I bought it.
How much it sell for?
I got it for $10. I think it goes-
that's not
that's
terrible.
a
That's
steal.
great.
I think it goes for 20
That's good.
usually.
That's a
It's 20
But-
bucks on
Sounds
the
good.
Switch.
Yeah, I didn't get it on Switch. But I was like, okay, fine. I'll just start it now. And I ended up playing it for like 7.5 hours.
It's that
Straight.
kind of a game, though.
Straight.
That's what it is.
In the day, I started at like 8
Damn.
o'clock. I ended at like
Wow.
1:30 or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, like 2:30. And I was like, because I was on the boss. There were certain parts of that game, right? Fun as hell. And everything's passable. But there were parts in that game where
Oh yeah.
where like the checkpoint is a little bit far.
Well, when you see the checkpoint and you die,
it's
the
right
worst
next
feeling
to it.
ever.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
no.
seen it.
They
That's happened to
space
me.
them out nicely, but
Yeah, yeah.
There's
the
some
spot's
that are
right
very
before it.
difficult.
Well, you
Yeah,
could
it's-
still die right before
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
the
yeah.
checkpoint.
Yeah,
and
I
you're
had
like,
problems.
son of a bitch.
I'll
with
tell you about a
checkpoints in that
part.
game. I was like, damn, man.
I'll tell you about a part that was rough.
It's the worst when you see
There was
it.
a part
and
where
you
you're
die.
on a floating platform,
Uh-huh.
and there's things climbing on the like a fence.
Oh yes.
They're on a fence,
Yes, yes, yes.
and
yes,
you have to kill them
yes. Side
while
wall.
they're moving.
wall
and
jump.
you're on it. Yeah, and if you get bumped off the shit, you're gonna fall in the hole.
Yeah, you have to wall jump. I know that. I know that.
No,
part.
not the wall jump.
Oh
no,
no.
you're on a platform and it's moving. Like you can't control the platform. You're on the platform. It's moving.
Yes.
And you have to dodge all this stuff while they're
Yes.
moving. I'm like, I was
Yep.
stuck there for a long time.
That's actually where I stopped
I was
playing.
stuck there for a long time.
I stopped
And I
playing.
was
Remember
like,
how
I
far
can
into the game that
pass
was?
this. It was near the end.
That's
Yeah.
near the end. I
Yeah.
know the play.
I-
Near the-
That's
I
where I
deal with
stopped
that.
playing when I had it on
Is
Game.
that when you have to keep going
You're
up?
on platform.
You're on
Keep
platform.
going up and higher and higher? or
You're
no?
going higher. No, but you're going across the floating
Yeah.
platforms. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like you're going across.
And these things
you
are
go
crawling
up,
on a fence.
Go across.
And you get bumped by them if they walk past
Oh,
you.
I'm trying to remember.
And you have to kill them before. But
That's where I got up to when I was.
It's rough.
When I first played it on Game Pass, that's where I got up to, and then they
It's
took it off
still
of Game Pass. I was
fun.
like, shit.
It's still fun enough to be like, okay, I can do it.
Yeah.
But it's so I was like, oh, I messed up. I'm gonna jump to my death. Like
You know, it probably was one of those parts that I probably passed on a whim.
What a part you didn't like. I passed pretty much in like.
It
3
always
tries.
happes like that with games because,
Yeah.
like, you'll
'Cause
say,
I was pissed that I
you'll
had to
say
do
you
it
struggle
again.
with something. I'm like, oh, that wasn't nothing, but I'll struggle with something that you don't have a problem
There
with.
was a spiked wall that you had to climb, and I was like, this is tough. It was like,
That
just
was
to
a-
get, it was like to get an energy. or
Dude, an
something.
asshole made that.
And I was like,
an
this looks-
asshole made
this
that
looks kind
part.
of tough. I don't want to do it again. I passed it like 2 times. And I died on some stupid shit. And I was like,
So
I
it's
gotta
2
do
parts,
it
right?
again. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta do it again. But then I did. I was like, all right. I'm not gonna panic. I got this. It's not
Yeah.
that bad. But I'll tell you, I did not know that there was a level that was inspired by Zillion 2, the Tri-Formation. I was like,
Oh, yes,
holy
that was
shit,
Zillion. That was definitely
this
Zillion.
is
Yep.
completely
That was Zillion.
Zillion 2.
That was.
And if you get that reference,
the motorcycle
you are
guy.
old school.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nope, that was Zillion.
It's the motorcycle.
Yep.
There's a stage in the game
With the music, though. The
that
music
is
was fire.
completely ripped from that old game
That music
that
was
no
fire.
one's ever done. It was dope. It was dope.
If you
That
remember
stage-
that reference, you probably got to schedule a colonoscopy.
Damn.
next week,
Damn.
you gotta be safe.
Oh, damn.
I don't even know, man. Whatever. But,
He said, I don't even know whatever.
but I was shocked that
Oh,
nobody. I didn't know that reference was in the game, and I was like one of the only people who played Zillion 2 because that wasn't a great game at all.
To be
Zillion
honest,
1,
that's the first thing I thought. When I saw that happen, I'm like, yep.
it was
yep.
completely ripped out from it. The whole
Zillion
stage.
2
the
was
whole
a terrible
stage.
game.
Zillion 1 was amazing.
The motorcycle stages were better than the
Motorcycle
off motorcycle
That,
stage.
that game was
segments.
broken. It was not the right thing.
Oh
But
my
but
God.
that was in there. Though. It was in there, and I was like, wow, I can't believe that's in Ninja Gaiden. But yeah, dope game. I beat it. That boss, not gonna talk much about him, but
Yeah, I haven't beaten it
it
yet.
was rough.
Really? Oh, God.
It was rough. Once you figure it
will-
out, it's not that bad, but it's rough when you first get there. You're like, oh my gosh,
Oh,
don't
God.
want to do it.
I
I'm
will
right
say though
near
that
there.
I will say that the
It's fun though. Great game, great music.
I'm not. I never beat Ninja Gaiden.
Oh, it's not on level
As a
of
kid.
Ninja Gaiden. Yeah,
No,
not on that level.
It's not on level of Ninja Gaiden.
No.
It
As
is
far as
man-
difficult. It's
I'm just
difficult.
saying, like
Yeah.
I've never, just to give reference to people out there who don't know, I've never beat Ninja Gaiden. I'm not much of like that type of gameplay, but the game is fun and it is manageable eventually. But I'm the type of player that when I start getting frustrated in the game
yeah.
and I start dying a lot, like off of some stupid shit, I have to put the game down and I have to return
You have
the
to
next
take
day. And
a
usually,
breather, yeah.
usually I like go right through whatever I was having trouble with. It's weird like that, man. I don't know what the
Dude,
hell it is,
after
but
7.5
this
hours,
game,
I got to the boss. I'm like,
I
I'm
can't-
not ending this tonight.
I can't
am
do
beating
that, though.
this guy now.
yeah, I can't do shit like that. I can't.
I was
can't
not
do,
putting it down. I would have played until 6 in the morning.
I can't do that.
I would have beaten this guy. It
I
was
get.
not
I would get worse and worse if I try to
Oh,
brute,
once it's in
brute
your
force
head,
and,
yeah.
and
Right,
try
right,
to
in your head.
and try to be like, no, I'm gonna do. No, I start making like dumb mistakes and
It makes me think about
it just
soldiers.
makes
Like
you-
if without those glitches, I'd recommend the fuck out of that game.
Right.
That's
right,
how
right,
much
right.
how much I love that game.
I'll just tell
But
you,
it had parts.
you have to
saw
learn.
them.
You have to learn
yeah.
and use everything they teach you in the game. That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
all.
yeah.
I
Oh
gotta
no,
say.
it's exactly.
That's
Yeah.
what it
That's
is.
exactly
Don't
100%
neglect.
true.
You learn
don't
a new-
neglect what they give you.
You
and
learn a
have
new
to use it.
technique. Use it.
Use
learn
it.
it.
Yeah,
Use
yeah,
it now.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Love that game.
Good
Fucking
game,
love
though.
it.
Yeah, like in Halo when we get that wall to block the bullets and we're like, we don't need that.
That was
We
Yeah.
should
mad
probably,
yeah.
we
funny.
should probably learn how
That
to
was
use it.
mad funny because you died shortly after saying that.
Yeah.
I was like,
We don't need
well,
that.
It's in the game for a reason. You should probably learn how to use it.
I'm
That's
like,
all
well,
saying.
I'm still alive.
Yeah, but yeah, it's great.
Oh, man.
Speaking of
Cyber
Halo, we gotta
Shadow
run that
definitely
again.
good.
We're gonna run Halo soon. Yeah, we're gonna get that run. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, I played. Played Xenoblade Chronicles. Getting further in that awesome game.
You didn't beat that yet?
Not yet. No, because it's
That's like 60 hours.
Yeah, that's a freaking.
dude, I'm on like maybe 25, 30 or something.
That's a
like
marathon.
Well, when you
halfway.
play stuff, it's like 80, 100 hours. You don't usually get through it.
No,
the fastest
exactly. I
possible.
don't. Yeah, games like that, I will wait till it's 60 to 100
Yo,
hours
you
or
better
something.
do something before Friday.
Wait,
You know what's
you
going
start
down
that? You
Friday,
start Fire
dude.
Emblem day one?
Yeah, I'm a fire.
Oh.
I'm a Fire Emblem Day one guy.
Oh.
yeah.
Physical copy
Yeah.
day one.
Maybe a day two.
Up
but
till
it's
4 in
gonna
the
be
morning.
Very
Damn.
close. It's gonna be very close to launch when I
The
get
game
that.
leaked. You can start now.
Yeah.
No,
Just get a kickstart. You
one
can start.
game I surprisingly put a lot of time in on vacation. I went back to Hollow Knight, and
Whoa.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Hollow Knight.
That game's been sitting around.
I know.
For all of us.
Nobody's played that
For
shit.
all of us.
I got on a
Played
sale
like 10
years
minutes.
ago, and I'm
We
like,
all have it.
I was like, you know what? And
I
then
don't have it.
I used to
That's
turn
how
it
much
on, and I stopped because you have to buy the items to see yourself on the map. So it's like
Whoa, really?
it's that's why I never, because I was like, okay, I pull up the map, I can't see myself. I'm like, I can't read the map, so
What?
it took me out of it.
There
So
you go.
after I got the item, I could stop playing the game. I was like, all right.
I just heard it's so difficult. And I
It's-
don't want to put the time in to learn it.
No, it's like it's.
I heard it's massively hard to play.
I don't know. I don't think it's massively.
I heard it's
difficult.
time consuming.
It's just.
Well, you have to get good, basically.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like you watch the enemies. There's a lot of different enemy types. You're able to swipe above you, swipe below you if you jump. There's different techniques. It's definitely a Metroidvania. It's awesome. The
I don't think it's a
game
game you just jump in, jump out, jump in.
Dude,
jump out.
I've
Yeah.
played
You
some.
have to play it.
I've played some difficult
Yes.
Metroidvania. Blasphemous is tough.
Oh, yeah.
Soldiers is tough. Those are tough fucking games.
I don't think Hollow Knight's the toughest Metroidvania I played. It's not easy, but it's not like I don't think it's absurdly. There was this one fucking ball, the Soul Master. Oh my god, I'll spoil him, but the fucking Soul Master, because he does like you think you kill him twice and he keeps going, and I'm like, and it's another pattern. I'm like, no.
Oh,
Sounds like blasphemous.
I'm just like, no.
Sounds like Cyber
another
Shadow.
pattern?
He has
How many patterns?
no, maybe 3. You think you kill him. You think you kill him probably
hate that.
twice.
Oh, they
during
have
the
like a
fight.
small animation, like a
Yeah, you
dialogue,
think
and you're
he's
like,
dying,
oh,
he's exploding. He hits the ground, but then the ground breaks, and you're fighting in the basement. Like he's not dead yet. Like, what the fuck is going on?
I think that's my
Metroidvanias.
biggest gripe. Like fake deaths in a game. I
Yeah,
hate it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Especially if they don't give you a save point or healing.
Oh man.
Yo. No,
No.
no.
It's
I
like
hate when you see especially when you see their energy bar goes back
And
up.
it just bounces back up.
Yeah.
Oh, they have 2 energy. You're like, what
It's
the
a lot
fuck?
of that.
I
Yep,
hate that.
Resurrection.
mass producer
Nah,
playing. No,
chill.
Hollow Knight it is an awesome game. I was like, I put in probably about 10
But
hours
dude,
in that game.
when I played Blasphemous and they released like that DLC with all the new bosses, and I'm like, yeah, and it's like the real ending.
Yeah.
The one boss that I fought, I only beat that boss by a sliver, and it's because my joystick messed up and I couldn't go further.
Wow.
Because I went to jump over something, and if it like computed my motion, I would have died. But it stopped, and I slashed instead, and they killed him. I was like, I killed him by accident. I'm never fighting this
I
boss
never
again.
want to
Take
do it
it.
again.
I will never fight that boss again.
Controller helped you out. So.
Awful.
Said, yo, chill,
Because
chill,
it
chill.
was the 8-bit-do. It needed an update. You know how you have to update the 8-bit-do?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was the pad was
Right.
fucked up.
Right.
And it just stopped. And I was like, I can't move. / killed him. Oh shit. I was like, oh shit.
Never happen again.
Dude, I will never fight that boss. Fuck that boss. Fuck that boss. No.
That's-
No.
slightly better than Dread Hollow Knight. You know what? I'll tell you this about Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight is
Holla,
a
holla.
very Hollow.
Damn.
It's
Holla,
a
holla.
it's a beautiful, well-crafted game. And the thing I like about it a lot are the freaking strikes. Like when you hit somebody, it hits
Feels
hard.
good.
It
I
fits,
like
it
that.
hits
Now
hard.
you're gonna make me want to play this damn thing. It's been
No.
so long.
Once you know, play it, get enough money to buy the item that you can see yourself on the map. Then you're like, okay, I can see myself on the map. Now I can play the game.
Well,
You
I
know-
beat Metroid Dread, so
No, it's
gotta
Hollow Knight.
try
I
it.
highly recommend that. Other than that, I played the new DLC for Kakarot that has the Bardock story, and that was really good DLC.
What else
It
you
looks really good.
what else did you play?
That was it. Like that.
No
Okay, good.
Sonic Frontiers?
Did you beat that yet?
I didn't beat that yet because I just got home. So I was the Switch.
Oh,
got
that's
a lot-
right. It's not on the Switch. I keep
The
forgetting.
Switch.
Oh,
I got
yeah.
Switch got a lot of play because it's portable and I was on vacation.
Ah, yeah.
So yeah, now I'm back home. I haven't fired up either the PlayStation or the Xbox.
And
yet.
you'll be
Look
playing none of those games on Friday.
But the Bardock DLC is great. The only criticism I have is the $20 price tag.
Woo!
$20.
Oh, you mad about that, bro?
It's $20, and this is the thing. I'm not sorry. No, I don't feel like I got cheated because it's only like maybe 2 or 3 hours for the story. There is extra content after you beat the campaign, and they do, there is replay value. I am still motivated to play and build Bardock up even more and play a little bit more of it, but. I don't know. There's gonna be 2 more DLCs, and it's like, okay, so you're gonna do them at $20, so it's gonna be I'm paying for another game for these stories that are really only a couple of hours long. It's like, I think 15 would have been a sweet spot, but it's still good. It's still good.
Like I
DLC.
said, I'm not buying that game until everything is $40.
I forgot I got the game it's called Fist. It's like it's a
I have that.
Metroidvania also. It's free, It
yeah.
was free on
I have it
on
on
Epic Games, so-
PlayStation.
on Epic Games, so it was free like 2 weeks
I
ago.
actually read that fucking.
And I heard it was dope. I
that-
forgot I even had it.
I played.
I read
like,
that shit wrong as fuck.
Oh God.
Well, I read that really wrong.
Well, that sentence could be read pretty.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
read that really wrong.
It's an acronym.
The Fist was great.
I'm not even gonna say it.
It's an acronym.
I just read that shit wrong.
I forgot what it stands for
It was
though.
a big ass arm. I was
Yeah,
like,
it's a
what is this
rabbit.
game?
It's like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
rabbit or whatever. With
But
a-
they said it
with
was
a
one
mechanical arm.
of the better.
It's fun.
Metroidvanias,
It's good.
so. Oh, yes,
The
indeed.
Cafe Fox,
Thank
another
you,
one.
man. Thank you, man. Larry.
Hollow
You
Knight.
want that too? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
More than Dread. It's Hollow Knight. I haven't beaten it yet, so
I don't hold Dread as
I'm
one
a
of the top.
reserve. I'm a reserve judgment until I beat Hollow Knight. But it's really, it's an awesome game.
I don't
It
hold
is.
Dread as one of the top Metroids anyway.
You don't hold this one of the top. It's definitely.
Nah.
I think it's one of the top 2
I don't.
Metroids.
Super Metroid.
Really?
How about you, Chalk, man? After,
Need for Speed Underground.
Oh, you still rocking that?
Still playing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I love that game.
Oh, Joe.
Love
Okay.
that game. It's fun. It's challenging, and like we were talking about.
Oh,
with,
wait.
Vic, with Victor.
Underground or Unbound?
Sorry,
Unbound.
Unbound. Unbound.
I was
You-
like
you
false
have to go-
advertisement.
I was like, wait a
Yeah.
minute.
Put up the wrong game. And shit.
Yeah, I'm like, wait.
Yeah.
what?
False advertisement.
I started typing this in, like, wait, what?
But yeah, it's a fun game. It's challenging, and it is rewarding when you get it right.
Does it matter? Like, do you have to build up your car to be better? Or?
Oh yes, you do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Or better control then, right? If you buy the
Yeah.
parts.
Yeah.
I like that
and
streak.
you have to tune it.
It looks
You have
fun.
to
man.
tune
I
it
gotta try
properly.
it. I gotta try it as a racing fan.
That looks like
But
PS2.
but
Damn.
the thing is,
Oh,
the only thing that's annoying about it
Murdered.
is if you start getting chased by the cops, it's hard to
Oh,
escape.
look, the cops
Really?
are chasing this dude
Yeah.
right here.
Just
Oh,
like
Oh,
real
hey,
life.
hold on.
Just like real life.
Yeah,
It's
I
made
mean,
by the Criticon.
I like
Criticon.
the cell shaded
Is that Transformers?
smoke.
The Criticons?
yeah, dude,
Not
it's
the
so cool.
company
It's
that
cell
makes
shaded,
it.
but everything else. The character is cell shaded, the effects on the car is cell shaded, but the car looks real.
It's a different. It's a weird type of art style.
Interesting, man.
Can you hit people?
What is he going on?
Fuck.
Trying to hide.
Hard delivered. Interesting.
It looks dope.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah, it's a very good looking game, very fun, but
Interesting.
difficult.
What else you been playing, player?
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah,
Oh, you
Chuck,
already-
I got a game recommendation for you.
Last of Us.
No, Fist of the North Star, Lost Paradise.
We play Last of Us.
Last of Us first.
No, no, no.
Well, he
Fist of
does
the
have to
North Star
play. He does have to play Last of Us.
You know what? I mean, the
Show.
thing is, it's like I got caught up. I just started watching Voltron Legendary Defender over again, and I was just like,
Oh.
couldn't stop watching it.
It's a dope show.
I still haven't
Couldn't
watched
stop.
No,
it.
it's really good, man. It's really
serious?
I saw a few episodes.
good. It's really good.
I saw
I
a
finished
few
that whole
episodes,
series.
too.
That's
It's
You
good.
didn't finish it either.
I didn't finish it. But
Really
it's
good.
like-
Whoa!
I
really
watched
good.
a lot of it though, and I need to go back. To
It's not good. It's really good. It's really good.
It's great.
I
It
like it
wasn't
a
bad.
lot.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't bad.
Like it gets better. It gets a lot better.
Yeah.
Wow.
What else you play?
No, that was
No,
it.
That was it.
So what'd you have?
I already said it. Cyber
Oh,
Shadow.
you already said it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
So that was it, huh?
Yeah, that's it, man.
Cyber Shadow.
That was games we
Cyber
played, yo.
Shadow.
What a show we've had tonight, folks.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah, man.
We went backwards,
Hell yeah.
but it's still entertaining.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's all good.
Hell yeah.
Got to keep you on your toes.
Hell yes.
Hell yeah, man.
Vic Lucas.
So now,
Hell yes.
Stream schedule.
Absolutely hell yes, everybody. Don't forget about our stream schedule.
Absolutely, hell yes.
Absolutely hell yes. If you guys are checking us out for the first time, make sure that you follow the channel, listen to this podcast, and keep us in mind even when you stop watching. Okay, good.
Wow, wow. Wow, really, dude?
That got
What
awkward.
the
Really? I don't know what that was.
Sorry.
Always think about
see us in your dreams.
Just in your dreams. Sleep.
Sundays we got at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have the Multiverse Maniacs, where we're going to be doing team battles with the roughest and the toughest that the Multiverse community can throw at us. It's usually me and the Stallion, but the past few weeks while I was on vacation, we had Big Choco Cup in there.
Yeah, man.
Who's Big Choco Cup?
Come on, now.
Oh, Big Choco Cup on now.
Sometimes you have Al and Sticks is still on the fence about the game. We'll see what happens.
Six ain't never gonna play. It's like,
I don't
nah.
even know what I can do.
Fight the
I'm the
Fridays.
secret weapon.
Fight Fridays. We have 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Big Choco. Choco, we play this one.
Maybe DNF Duel, maybe Guilty Gear Strive. I don't know yet.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
So make sure you tune in on that because it's gonna be some fisticuffs. Gonna be some fisticuffs.
Hands getting thrown.
Yes.
Because you're going to play Renegade.
That'd be cool as hell. If we
Renegade.
bust out of nowhere and just playing Renegade, and they're like,
Renegade.
what?
Well, nah,
Wow.
I can't. I mean, I gotta start making myself available for these fights that y'all need to step up for. So.
I can come in and get a point.
I can't
How much
wait.
you
Guilty
wanna
Gear
give-
Strive.
How much you want to give me? I don't have the game.
Wow.
All right.
If I did,
I can't wait for Street Fighter 6 up on this account.
all right.
Anyway, okay. And of course, we have the podcast live on Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's also on your preferred podcasting platform if you happen to listen to it. If you check us out for the first time, consider subscribing to the podcast. If you already are, consider sharing it with a friend and telling them how dope we are.
Yeah, retweet this stuff.
Oh yes. It's
Appreciate it.
2023, and we got some new stuff coming at you real soon. So make sure you follow us on social media so you can check out what we're gonna be digging up. It's gonna be a live year, and I already started with Vic Lucas.
You damn right.
Much respect to Vic Lucas for being our first guest for
Yes.
the new year and being generous with his time.
Thank you,
Always a
sir.
pleasure. Always
Yeah.
a pleasure. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Until next time. We'll see you then.
Peace.
Yeah.
Gonna leave this here for a bit.
No, peace.
You hit the button.